Well.
Ooh,
It's on.
Wow.
Oh, it's on.
Wow.
Haven't you seen this movie before? Win the toss. No, they lost the toss this time. But they're going to have a bat, and the boy's alive. Now, I'm not saying that, India is a superstitious nation, but a lot of comments saying, not again, boys. I can't believe how much you stitched us up last time.
You want to deal with the jinxing stuff.
Yeah, I want to deal with the jinxing stuff.
Somebody's suggested that we're perhaps on the ECB payroll. They've paid us to go round again because of the jinx that we've put on. What a lack of confidence people have in their own nation. India play their best cricket when their backs are to the wall. And by Jove, their backs to the wall now. Sent in on a cloudy day to face Clouderson, Robinson. They're not making any changes apart from Chris Wokes coming in for Curran. And guess what? We finally found out that Ashwin's done something to coach.
He's done something. Something's happened.
Can anyone let us know in the chat what he might have done?
And if he got his phone number, anyone's phone number, we'll make any calls.
No Ashwin on a flat one. 400 test wickets.
5 test hundreds, more to the point.
Warne is absolutely spitting chips.
And they picked the wrong Yadav. Was that just a mistake? Was that a clerical error from Shastri? You know what I'm saying? Tipple Shastri, they call him.
There's a little bit of high production there for you.
Sure.
How are we feeling out there in India about this? Is there trepidation out there, or is there confidence?
Avinash said, Virat century loading just tattooed my butt. Now, someone said that they were going to get a tattoo on their dick last time.
Yes, they did.
And I don't know if that happened because whilst it was a good-looking 40, it didn't get the job done.
I've been told here that it's not a flat one.
It's not a flat one.
You've been listening to Michael Vaughan again?
Does anyone... this pitcher's already done everything. And not a ball bowled yet.
Exactly. It's like on the internet, if you want to find any medical solution to a problem you've got, just type that in and it'll be on there. This oval wicket is going to do absolutely everything, according to this preview. I've heard that it's green.
Yep.
I've heard that it's flat. I've heard that it's slow.
It'll spin.
I've heard that it'll spin. I've heard that the weather's good. Doesn't look it. This is all... England are playing mind games.
Now, last test match that was played at the Oval, Sam, Australia won the toss and we thought, we've got these blokes on the ropes.
Yep.
Rope-de-dope.
Rope-a-dope.
Rope-a-dope-dope-dope. Rope-a-de-dope-dope-dum-dum.
Wow, you sound like my 1-year-old.
I'm looking forward to the subtitles coming out tomorrow when YouTube's had enough time.
Please caption this, boys.
Rope-a-de-dope-dope-dum-dum. And Rohit is opening the batting. No.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Daddy, would you like some sausage? That's the kind of analysis you'll get here.
That's
okay?
right. And thanks for joining us. And you've got a few options. I think people should have more options of their commentary. That's why we're doing this.
But you remember, 2019, Pez, Australia wins at Old Trafford, and Steve Waugh's in the dressing room assisting Justin Langer. And he says, we're going to fight him on the beaches. After he says that, he says, put him in. Win the toss, put him in. Now, I know that a stat, remember the stat last year?
You know a stat?
No, I don't know. I'm going to make this up, though.
Yeah.
Someone looked this up for me. When Tim Payne won the toss and bowled, there's some stat saying that, like, every team that's won the last 85 matches at the Oval, they've batted first. And Tim Payne bowled first. Joe Root's just bowled first. He's flying high. He doesn't care. I'll bat on anything he says.
India, look at this chat. India is having a conniption.
Good.
There's conniptions around India. So what does that mean? Does that mean India will win?
What does any of this mean?
Yeah.
Really?
So, look at this. 79, good looking, all out. Now, someone's asked, you've asked about the production. When is Sorabh Pant and Robin Uthappa coming? So, Robin's first, I think. Robin's first in about 25 minutes, 15, 25 minutes time. And Sorabh will join us a little bit later headlining us, as we all loosen up. So we'll loosen up into the evening,
So we've got a guy who's literally played for India.
Yeah, it's just to warm stuff up.
But what are his YouTube numbers like?
Exactly.
I know what Sarab's like.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
No retweet from Robin.
I'm looking forward to talking to Sorabh. Not the guys playing for India.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking to the comedian.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Sorabh comes in about 90 minutes into the session. Predictions are a mug's game, aren't they?
Mate, last time we were doing this, we were thinking, this is just run city for India. This is their day. And all of a sudden, India, as you were saying before off air, and I'm going to steal it like it's kind of my brain.
Go for it.
India lose one game, and it's like, well, this is the worst team ever.
Exactly.
This team sucks. They've lost one game away from home in England. When everyone loses.
Yeah.
Tough place to go. It's not for New Zealand. But hey, they lost to Bangladesh last night. So
that's right. Australia scored 2 more runs than Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So that's a win for us.
That's a win for us.
And JL.
See, it's hard. I told you it's hard.
You don't know me.
And if one thing Australian cricket's always done, it's compare itself to New Zealand cricket. That's one thing we always do.
That's right.
That's one thing we always do. Socrates is dead.
Socrates is dead. Thanks for that.
I prefer if that was the comment and his username was bring out the beers.
I was asking. The stubby holder here is Warragul Cricket Club.
The Gulls.
The Gulls.
Up the
we
Gulls.
went down there, did a little bit of work, met a couple of guys who quite clearly had left water on the wicket because they didn't want to play. And some of the justifications are of the highest quality.
Pez, can I read you a super chat?
Please, super chat.
Aman Preet says the only logic not picking Ash is England were in India and all the talks was about India taking wickets with spinner. VK wants to prove that we can beat England with paces too at their own backyard.
So
it's still an alpha game. It's just a big old alpha game.
The more I think about cricket, he goes, it doesn't matter. And let's extend
what
it to
your
life.
groin or hamstring is saying.
That was the first
you
I was
are
gonna
a
say.
champion.
It's sport and life is marketing.
Go on then.
It's brand value.
Here we go.
So Kohli doesn't want to simply win the sports contest. He doesn't want to go, what are the 11 players that can help me going to win this game? I want to win, and I want to win with a narrative.
Yeah.
He's got marketers there around him. He's a comms manager as well.
Yeah,
and he's decided, no, we need to beat England the way England win.
Yeah.
Right? Because we need that narrative. In the same way, Australia retain certain coaches and people around the setup because they represent an image of ourselves that we pretend we have. Hey, no, happy family behind closed doors. I'll give you the tip. Get the trophy wife out and all that kind of stuff.
Get the trophy wife out. Get it out.
She's got nice legs.
Okay.
You know.
Right.
Oh, they look like a happy family. Not
Sure.
at all. Very ugly scenes.
Mate.
And finally,
go on then.
let's move it over to football.
Yeah.
I do note that the Old Trafford test is going to coincide with Ronaldo's comeback to United.
Oh, right.
Day 2. Just up the road. So Matt Bestby Way.
Yeah,
He's going to kick a really good torpedo. Not militarily wise. Yeah, Manchester United. Success for them as a business is likes on social.
Yep.
Shirt sales.
Yep.
And you need a third thing that I haven't heard. But, the winning,
oil money.
Winning is just, not yet, United, but winning is a third or fourth order priority. And it seems here that Ashwin has succumbed.
Mate, do you remember in 2001 when Australia went there, Steve Orr's final frontier? Now we're talking here about you got to win and you got to beat that team in their own backyard, playing how you want to play, how they want to play.
Yes.
Now, Australia in 2001, if you look at highlights of that, Jason Gillespie's bowling, and there's like 7 slips and 2 gullies.
That's right.
In India.
That's right.
What are we doing? What are we doing? That's alpha. That's alpha.
That was Australia played blueprint cricket back then. That was like
cricket.
everyone bowl back of a length, hitting off, top of off, or just over, and we'll nick guys off.
We'll nick them off.
And then we'll score at 4 and over, unlike everybody else, playing straight full face of the bat cricket.
Another super chat, Pez. Garav says, boys, do you think India should get Ronaldo to score some as he has already played in England and knows the conditions?
Well,
what would Ronaldo do?
Ronaldo's inevitable.
Ronaldo's an all-rounder, isn't he? He'd be Flintoff, Stokesy kind of vibe, but Portuguese.
Well,
He'd be Joshua Da Silva.
He'd sort of bat 3, wouldn't he, and just score hundreds. That's what he does. It's like he's a kid who just stays up the front at lunchtime and scores all the goals. Doesn't want to do anything else. Can you pass the ball? No. Give it to me. I score. That's what I do, and he's really good at it.
What about he'd also open the bowling. He wouldn't be any good at it, but he'd do it. Fucking hell, look at the size of that bell. Look at that big old Ian Bell. That's a bell.
Plenty of bells around. I'll tell you what, the Oval is the people's ground. For those who sort of defer to Lords, like, Lords is the home of cricket. In London, the Oval is fun. The Oval's
my
where it
favorite
is.
ground in the world, maybe. No, the SCG is me, but a second would be the Oval. I love the Oval.
We launched a book there.
Yeah.
At the Oval.
It was our book as well. It wasn't just any book.
Yeah.
We put it in
No, we launched a book.
We put it in it was the Bible. 2,000 years late.
This is the ground where Bradman got bowled for a duck in his last game to deny him the autist's dream.
He still picked the wrong one. He picked it. That's what he said.
Well, this is the point. He came through what is now known as the Bradman gate or some shit.
Yep.
And he was heard to have said, I still picked it, Eric Hollies.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Those are the back of the hand.
Yeah.
Shree Singh.
Yep.
Few shots of tequila and we're ready. What the fuck is Shuttle doing in this side? Virat got something personal going on with Ash. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yadav moves, swings it around, doesn't he? And
what about with the ball?
Exactly.
Shower stuff aside.
He's a swinger.
He's a swinger.
And Shuttle to Cool likes to move it around as well. So obviously they're playing for swing. So I'm just thinking if India have like eschewed Ravi Ashwin, I should say, for more swing bowling, and they've just been sent in, and Clouderson and Robinson have got the dark Duke's cherry. Are we about to see an absolute swingathon? Is that it, guys? I mean, is that what's going on? And you are
missing,
guys.
That's what's missing in this series for England to just go, hey, we've got long memories too from like 3 weeks ago, from 3 months ago when they went to India, when the wickets were unfair. The wickets were unfair because it spun too much. We'll show you
Not
fair
seen those
cricket.
wickets before.
Swing.
Yeah.
Swing. We're going to swing you out here.
We elicit those strange conditions with the air.
Molio. Not playing your best bowler who performs despite conditions in a must-win game from Kohli is bad as his reviews. I mean, what?
India's not happy here. India's worried.
What happened? I can feel it through the internet, through the microfibers. You guys are worried.
Are you exacerbating that? Do you want to push that? Like actually build that fear? It usually
a bit of fear-mongering stuff before a bowler's bowled.
It's a tried and true theorem of media.
That's true.
Because then you have to stay with us because we create the fear for you. And then you go, well, I need you to tell us what's going on because you guys are the only people who know why I should be scared. Yeah. So I keep tuning in to be scared.
That's right.
Players aren't scared at all. There's a tip. I promise you they're less scared than you.
We should do a segment. We should do a Fox News segment after this.
Hey, another super chat here. Here goes.
Please.
How is Shardul Thakur a better cricket player, I like that, than Ashwin? Get him a Bollywood role as a middling villain sidekick and let's move on, please. Oh, how the people forget the Gabba. Oh, how they forget the Gabba.
What's Natarajan doing? Is he watching?
He's still in that chariot.
They took him across borders. He's seen the world now. Has anyone got Natarajan's number? What's he up to? Drop it in the chat.
So what we know is all the people we're talking about here, we're talking about Ashwin, we're talking about Thakur, etc.
Yeah.
All that means is that they will not be the players of today, as in someone else that we've not been talking about is going to score runs.
That's right.
Rahul or some shit.
That's right. Pez, what are your thoughts about the huddle? Like we see England here just huddling up. And what do you thought?
He's saying there. He's like, listen, boys,
here we go.
Just pitch it up. I'll score the runs. We all know the template. Maybe Mo and Jag a few at the end.
Now, if there's any environment which is just right for providing cliches, it's a huddle like seconds before you bowl the first ball. Work hard, get these blokes out, run between overs.
Yeah.
Lots of chat out there.
Walking in with a bowler.
England.
India. Oh, wait. England.
Come on, England, walking in with a bowler.
Hey. There's,
yeah.
Sort of worried about a lot of the tenor of the response to us doing this second test, that people actually believe we've jinxed it.
Well, Jinx Rahane is playing.
Okay, that's what I keep thinking.
Love from Uganda. Fucking hell, respect.
Nice. Love that.
Respect. Hey, what time is it in Uganda?
Keep the chat up. Thanks, James.
Keep the chat up here, boys.
Chat up here, boys.
Lots of chat here, lads. Cheers, James.
Yeah, James Anderson.
James Austin.
Anderson hasn't bowled a ball yet. I can guarantee if this was fourth grade, someone out there would have said, "Oh, chat up here, boys."
Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna role play for this first ball.
Love role play.
Okay, let me just get changed first.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at third slip. Who's at third slip? Is it Craig Overton?
Overton, it's 3. That's how he dropped that into our interview.
Okay.
I can feel third slip.
Okay. Maybe not Overton. But okay, I'll pretend to be Gully for this ball. James Anderson, he's literally had to warm up with a rug and a cup of coffee in the car park. He's 39 years old. It's overcast, but it's cloudy. James Clouderson.
Here comes Clouderson. It's the worst fucking
Now, the best thing that you can do in the field, no matter what happens in this ball, is a loud expulsion of air. I want you to do it with me at home. Anderson running in whenever that happens. And it doesn't matter what happens. You have to pretend like you almost just took 10 wickets with one ball. That's the key. That's the key to cricket. If you're not very good and you're just trying to like confect a role for yourself in the team.
In India are on a hiding to nothing in this first session, aren't they?
Yeah,
this is a huge session for Indian cricket and the Asians.
It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, role play.
Oh! Yes, boys! Yes, sir, boys! Woo-hoo-hoo!
And Moeen's at Gully. He's the most softly spoken guy of all time. Moeen, can you please get down and stop that? Backward pointer to come around. Super chat. Coley wants to end Ashwin's test career as he did in 2016-17 by saying we are resting him. Well, something's going on. I tell you what, something's going on.
I had Ashwin, as many of I'm sure you guys out there did from all over the world, had him as a lock. Given he literally played at Surrey, played one game, took 6 for in an innings. I thought this was going to be it. Oh, yes, boy. Oh, yeah.
There's a channel.
Yeah.
That did not seem to carry very quickly. Maybe Jimmy's
MCG
probably
he's tired.
He would be tired.
He's tired. Up late last night, got himself a warm glass of milk. Sent himself right to sleep. Besto with the gloves. Good to see. Good to see JB back in. He's just got himself as a lock. I mean, that's a great example of being better by not playing.
I feel safe.
I feel good with Besto. I mean, we spoke about this last time. I think about Butler for me aesthetically.
Yep.
Now, you English guys out there, I love myself some Butler runs. Some of my favorite runs in world cricket. Yep. As a wicketkeeper, aesthetically, not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah,
it was just a bit still. Yep. It was too standstill.
It's a bit alligatory.
A little bit, not catching inside hip.
Yeah, the stance is too wide. The center of gravity is too low.
A little bit. A little bit.
Tell
you was a good looking keeper, Kumar Sangakkara. In all, I mean, just in terms of aesthetics, everything he did, perfect.
Okay, and India away. Look, so far, I mean, Jimmy's probably just warming into it, but the ball doesn't seem to be sort of carrying a lot.
Yeah, but it's a new ball, mate. You know how it is. It's always quite slow with the new ball.
Yeah. I see. English cricket fans solving. He goes. English cricket fans solving Israel-Palestine by making Jerusalem capital of England. Well, they do like to possess.
Yeah, there's not many fans in world sport that occupy town squares as much as English football fans. They don't just go there, they occupy it.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to occupy Portugal this weekend. Portugal's just in my head. Never been there. You guys ever been to Portugal? Let us know.
I tell you what, it wouldn't want to be spinning later on this test.
I hope it kind of does. Right. I can't. Well, Coley probably get some overs in. maybe
Jeez, he's put his balls on the line here, Virat, with this. I'm just kind of still processing. I think this. He's put some balls on the line.
Now, from what we've heard from people in the know, or as I call it, ITK.
You've been talking to Fabrizio Romano.
Ashwin's going to Juve. Ashwin wouldn't take too kindly to that. He backs himself. Ashwin. Don't we all? Love and respect that. But in terms of blokes who you want to make the phone call to, and it would have been a phone call, even though they're living in hotels. It looks slow, doesn't it, Pez? That looks slow to me.
Jimmy looks like it's a creaking body.
It's 83 miles an hour,
Bikram,
6 balls.
Bikram yoga, just snap, crackle, pop, giving a couple of. Oh, hang on, he's having a look at the foot marks. I'm just got to get the front foot right. Yeah, you get the sawdust out here.
Now, of all the things that are introduced to the game of cricket, how was it that sawdust was the thing? Where like if you slip over, now if you're on a work site and there's some like wet flooring. The first thing that I wouldn't do would be like, hey, sawdust knocking about? But for cricket, how many like natural elements can we bring into the game? And haven't the trees suffered enough? Someone think of the Amazon and the children.
Hang on, we got it.
Fuck am I talking about?
Ashwin to Juve, here we go.
Mate,
I'll tell you what, we'll take Ashwin. Yeah. We'll take Ashwin.
Yeah. Where United take Ashwin. Well, for
Australia.
Oh, Australia.
I'll take him.
Sorry, yeah. He might.
We got Lino.
He might have got a game in Bangladesh there.
Yeah. Well, look, a solid enough start from India in the first over. He goes.
Well, he got one on the hip.
I don't think Jimmy found his line and/or length there, but here's Ollie Robinson.
Here's the guy England reckons is going to take 900 Test wickets.
Yeah, and who Steve O'Keefe said has a face that's been slapped with a spade. Yeah, no.
That's the kind of gear that you get.
Anyway, so in comes Robinson. He's got to have a creaky body too.
Oh, that's slow as shit. That is slow.
That's going to.
That was in the 70s. That was in the 70s. Tell me that was in the 70s.
He goes, do you reckon that?
Give me a speed gun.
Give us a speed gun on that. They don't.
75. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's started slowly
now,
a few spells, Ollie Robinson.
Yeah.
And then,
he'll take
7 for.
He'll take 7. That's fine. Now, what about Joe Root here, who's won the toss and he's inserted India into a sawdusty pitch.
Yep.
At what point is 7 balls into this, he's thinking, I wouldn't have minded a stick myself today.
Yeah. I wonder if it's fair. It's far too early to see. I mean, I'm genuinely red-green colorblind. Oh, that's neat to be. I'm red-green colorblind. He goes.
Yep.
That the wicket looks a bit green. I know that can be deceptive, but does that mean it's red?
Sorry, Sarab sent a message. Spread this rumor. Ashwin is looking at coal pack options.
That's it. That's it. The same. Does the wicket look green? England knows how to be patient, and they've started slowly, but they know how to be patient. And once they start hitting the area,
yeah, I know
they'll be fine. But would Rohit be able to counter attack if England starts slowly here? There's a couple of creaky bodies.
I think there's too much fear. I think India will be batting.
And fear does govern all.
That's right. Fear governs all decisions you'll ever make. Oh, he's missed out there. That's actually some of the back foot shots that journalist was talking about to Virat. He's missed out there.
Guys, everyone's asking about Sorabh, which is awesome. He's going to be on second. Unfortunately, it's going to be former Indian international Robin Uthappa first. If you can just to warm us up. Manage to get through that, then we're going to have Sorabh.
Yeah.
But it will be fun. And for those asking for Sock, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure he's kicking around. We haven't put the invite in, but he might be around.
Lots of chat over the last little while to bring Ashwin onto the podcast, and I've got to say,
he's got second grade.
He's got some time. He's got some time in his hands. Ashwin, he's cooling his jets.
Yeah.
He's cooling his heels in the dressing rooms there. That's a hat right there. Look at that.
Oh hell yeah!
Look at those sunnies.
That's
fucking
king right there. look at the fucking. Someone get that. Oh hell yeah!
He's got Dinesh Karthik.
I tell you what, isn't cricket incredible? 1-1 at the Oval, overcast. Both teams starting very tentatively.
Yeah.
It's a great series. Gee, Ollie Robinson looks like he's bowled 15 to 18 overs in first grade. He's got PGs the next day.
And
he's had 20 beers in between.
Maybe a little.
That 1% of the people will understand that.
Yeah, well, red Mitsubishi last night.
Yeah, possibly. Turn up at 6.
What are we doing here, boys? Bowling.
Right.
I have made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
When do you reckon grade cricket will start in Victoria? Someone said. So I missed who asked that, but
no idea.
Yeah,
no idea.
I'm not sure.
Here we go. It's a super chat. He goes.
Oh, that's a good seed. Didn't need to play that. Super chat going.
Ollie Robinson, potential nickname via 21 Jump Streets. Holly Robinson Pete. Ollie Robinson Pete. Or Hoffs. Or Judy. Or Judy Hoffs. Thoughts? Got a few thoughts there.
Yeah. I like your commitment to the gag, Steve. Ollie Robinson. Now, when we were talking about chants last week, Pez, and I was sort of having a bit of a go at England, but I was like, just keep in mind that Australia's chant is Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
That's how fucking dumb we are down here.
Yeah.
Someone said that the people at where was the last game in Leeds, they were chanting Ollie, 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 oi, oi, oi. So, and that's why the Ashes exists, because we've got the same brain. There's been no evolution.
Just if anyone in country Victoria is looking to work out when they're starting as well.
My gross park
shit starts at 9.
What do you play, mate? Oh, it's gross park shit.
And there's some runs from KL Rahul.
Get on the wickets.
And do we have some wickets? We do.
Get on the wickets. Get on the square.
I'll tell you what, an underrated element of this series, he goes, has been the prominence of practice wickets and speeding the ball up to the boundary. Every England ground has wickets that just go all the way to the boundary.
Yeah.
So if you can hit a square drive, you're fine. Get it through the infield. That's 4.
I got a mate who play. It's not league cricket. It's league cricket, but it's not like I don't know how to I phrase that. But he plays in Surrey,
right?
And then he played in like a representative team for that competition, and they played a game at the Oval. But they're obviously not using the centre wickets because I think Surrey was playing there. There might have been a Test match just recently finished. Yeah, it would have been because it was into the summer, and usually the last Test match of the summer is at the Oval.
Right.
Anyway, the point is that they use like those side wickets, and so one boundary is literally like me to you, and the other boundary is like
Yep.
100 meters.
Yep.
Good gear, eh? This bloke's just he's trying to find his seat.
Talk about tropes of English cricket.
I'm in gate 17.
I'll tell you what, this bloke, this bloke's got James Anderson yelling at him.
It's Ashwin. Let me in.
Poor bloke.
Let me into the team.
Look at him. Someone's got to talk to him.
He's just completely unawares. Oh, that's embarrassing.
He's sorry.
I got to tell you, at least it's not Java. And now he's just going to fucking stand there.
This bloke's going to move.
He's going to move.
Please keep this camera angle so we can see. I'll tell you what, players get very sensitive about movement.
Yeah.
That sight screen, seriously, is like that'd be 40 meters wide long.
Yeah.
There's a little bit moving around there.
There's some grounds that I played at where bloke just had to stand up with an A4 bit of paper.
Oh,
good nicking.
There we go. So, it's good outside.
Good nicking.
Edge.
Kyle's got a super chatty Pez.
Here we go. Kyle. Hey, thanks, Kyle. Kyle writes in, how long can Coley go 100 less before he gets lynched?
Fuck.
Would be shafted to threes to bat 8 and not bowl in Australia. Now, can I add a little caveat there?
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, he would have. These days, you fucking do whatever you like.
What do you mean?
Well, this whole, in Australian cricket at the moment, you'd be down in threes if you haven't scored 100. Like, I mean, fucking no one scored 100.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
I say, yeah.
Australia's just trying to keep the illusion going that we're really high standards here.
Yeah.
We moved on to TikTok years ago.
I thought you were talking about lynchings, and it was like the 2000s. Fucking hell.
Could have been.
Yeah.
A couple of Four Corners reports about that in the Northern Territory.
How long can Coley go before he gets dropped, I suppose, is the actual question. He could probably go another year and a half. He honestly could go another year and a half.
Someone's paid $15 to tell me I'm looking cute.
Nice. Cheers, Will. You've made a huge mistake when you put in that number, didn't you?
It's a rare win for Pezza, put it that way. I'm fine.
That's good.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Keep those super chats rolling in.
Yeah, please. Especially if you're going to pay. No, it's all good.
Mate, who's been India's best stick this?
Playing
it's KL Rahul, isn't it?
Playing inside the line.
KL Rahul's been the best. He would have been kicking himself and nicking himself for trying to drive Anderson first over last Test match. That really set the precedent, didn't it?
Mm.
If only we knew what we know now.
And yet India are 9 for none. And, in an hour's time, the Asian Centric will be back on.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this afternoon, actually, Pez. Now, what happens if England...
We're very fickle, and the last thing that happens is what we think will happen forever.
Yeah, but what happens What happens if England win this series? Is the Asian Century over? Do they have to... Is it over until... But then they'll probably win the World Cup. But what if England win that? I'll tell you who's not winning that. Australia.
I think it's a bump in... If they lose a series, it's a bump in the road. We see where it's going. Mate, the production line's too strong.
Mate, they are the best team, apart from New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
It's past their bedtime anyway. They're not watching this.
True. This is also we're sort of R-rated. I don't think New Zealanders watch that.
I don't. I mean, can you get bowled out for less than 100 twice in the same year and lose series and not be?
Yes.
I don't know.
No,
that looks good to me. The KL rule, that looks good.
That looks good. That looks nice. Yeah,
that looks good.
I think.
Some Kiwi money come in.
There's some they're capitulation merchants, India, but it's like they're like a football side. You score 4, we'll score 5. But occasionally they receive a battering. They're still early in their journey, but they have better players, and there's systemic decline in cricket in England and Australia. Of course, New Zealand's not part of this conversation. They just play the odd 2-test series and let them play in a wet one in Southampton.
Just let them beat Bangladesh. Whatever.
Exactly. That keeps interesting cricket going. I just think the wave is still building. There's that's a mixed metaphor to say there's a bump in the wave, but I'll say it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I'm in words.
Or pothole in the ocean. Molhar writes in, Pez.
Yeah, please.
Boys, bring Ashman for live commentary as he's not playing. Would be fun. All right, we'll hit him up.
Has anyone got his number?
Get some DMs.
What a shot. Hang on a second.
How come the Oval's not packed out? Look like a few empty seats there.
Empty head. New Zealand writes in. New Zealand writes in. We're watching you.
Well, you guys should be watching
dry humor. Just the international players are afraid to show it on the show.
Yeah,
we've had a few international players come on from New Zealand who actually afterwards express regret. At how nice they are.
Because
they are nice.
Their MO is to just be nice, straight bat, and then once they know that it's safe, because they're talking to Aussies, they're probably expecting a bit of gear.
Great side mouthers.
And then when it's over and they feel safe, then it's like, oh, I should have gone with you there. Ross Taylor gave
Ross Taylor gave
Ross
some.
Taylor gave
Yeah,
some.
yeah. Secure.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Takua. How's that?
Mate,
Takua.
as predicted, we got like 17 different descriptions of how to pronounce Shuttle's name. And I say that literally trying to like say his name properly out of respect to him. But
Takua.
like, there's slightly different dialects in different parts of India, as you know, Pez. And so
ours was actually the Northeast Indian accent.
So I was listening to Harsha Bhogle literally say his name, and I swear to God, I'm saying what he is saying, but apparently it's wrong. And that apparently you guys know your own language better than me.
It's taco. No, come on, that's not.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
But that's kind of like
Taco Tuesdays is what it is.
That's kind of like if you're an Aussie and you listen to an American do an Aussie accent or something. You're
No,
like, it's not
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
it, mate.
yeah.
It's not,
No, I
it is.
swear to God, I'm doing it.
I'm saying exactly what you're saying. Good day, mate. Good day. Good
Throw
day.
another shrimp on the Barbie. That ain't it. Close.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
that
think
ain't
that's
it.
the same thing. Takua. Takua.
Hey, India look in control here, mate. I think this is runs today.
11 for that.
All that 25.
It's a bit fuller now.
Whoa, yes,
As NASA said, they need to pitch it up. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Actually,
Ollie.
Here we go. Is that the same bloke had the hat on before? No. He's got a corporate seat. That guy looks like a big dog. I don't know who it is, but he's
got
just
some energy.
absolutely scratching the shit out of his ear too.
Yeah, I tell you what, yeah. Look at this bloke trying to sync their phones up. Trying to get the Bluetooth. What's the password here?
Are they twins? Are they the Bedser brothers? Now, the Bedser brothers used to sleep in the same bed, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. They were the only twins. No, wait. Identical twins. Because,
the Wall brothers.
Yeah, no. Overton. Overton's got a twin brother.
Oh, yeah.
And he was going to be one of the only identical twins to have ever played. And the other one with the Bedsers.
Right.
But the Bedsers never actually played a test together. They played like a warm-up game or some shit.
Okay. Oh, here he is.
Engineer.
That's a pretty good record.
So you got a bit of a run. 46 matches for 2 tons. Fucking hell.
He had compromat on someone.
Tell you what, England have not bowled well in the 3 overs that I've seen so far.
They're not hitting off bail. They're not challenging.
And it's
slow.
Yeah, I think that both teams have got this wrong, and I'm happy to make a sweeping assumption.
James and Hamish Marshall. Yeah, we said fucking real test players.
No, identical? Are they? Yeah, they were identical.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah, you're right.
Kiwi stuff.
So what are they? Oh, fuck. I don't know what I read. Who cares?
Look at this.
Jesus.
You think Kohli waits his turn to bat like everyone else or just pleasures himself to his own highlight reels like a proper alpha coat?
Well, let me tell you, there was some pleasuring going on but 2 years ago when India came out to Australia. That was a series after Smith, Warner, Bancroft were banned and India won in Australia. Kohli in the nets, there was some flagellation going on of self.
Yeah.
Like of the likes I've never seen before. Just blokes creaming themselves over the sound of his bat. So he's having a net. He's a test player having a net.
That sounded good.
Test player having a net. What do you expect? Oh, a bit inside out. A bit scratchy. Should we get Robin on?
He should be on. As in he should be coming on.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he'll just pop in.
Sorry.
Team India recently visited my uni, Durham.
Nice. Good uni.
Is it?
Yeah.
That was the house I was in at school, Durham.
Durham?
Yeah.
Durham?
3-time Dean Pitt Shield winners.
What does that mean?
Don't know. It was fun to see Ashwin sitting on the same bench at Durham Cathedral on which I chundered after clubbing. Yeah. That's what happens. They're just real people. Same repeated sequels. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Scott wrote in on Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, not going to pay $15 for a super comment or whatever. That super over shit is. To show my appreciation, but love the commentary on the crowd tonight. Nice one, Scott. I appreciate it. I appreciate your patronage as well. I like
Robin's in 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. I like seeing power brokers in the crowd, especially when India's in town. Like you get more crowd shot. You get very few crowd shots in Australia of power brokers because it's all behind closed fucking.
And the cricket is not where they go to do business either. No, let's be honest.
It's Chinese restaurants.
it's places like Lee's Fortuna Court in Crow's Nest.
It's at Rub and Tugs.
Stanley comes round to the table. Anyway.
We're not doing that again. What happens is they go to Rub and
Late block.
Tugs.
Yeah.
Late block.
They bond over Rub and Tugs.
Late block sounds like a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Where are you going tonight? Late block. Rub and Tug.
Couple more super chats here. Here goes.
Please.
Thoughts on not including Mo and Ali in the initial squad and then announcing him vice captain yesterday. How confused are they? It's just
what do you mean he's not in the original? Oh, not in the first test squad. The first two tests. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Mo in a lot of ways. I think he's a.
Oh, there's Ashwin. Got his speed dealers on.
Oh yeah.
He's about to have 80 beers. Probably doesn't drink, but that's not my problem.
Figuratively speaking.
Yes. He must be seething.
Mm.
This is my test match. I've got 400 and whatever the fuck wickets.
Moeen comes and goes as
Give
he
me
plays.
a bowl.
Yeah.
Just let me bowl.
Can I have a bowl?
Let the boy bowl.
Yeah.
And have a stick at 8.
Yep.
Jadeja, what's he done? Well, he probably got kneecapped by Ashwin. That's what happens. That's what happened to Jadeja's knees. Ashwin just got in there. Bop, bop, bop. That was a hand job. Bop, bop, bop.
Moeen comes and goes as he plays.
Sorry. Yeah.
Dillinger Freak writes in.
Go on then.
Could it actually be the rise of the big rig century?
Yeah, they're calling Ollie Robinson the big rig, aren't they?
With Jamison, Robinson, Overton, Green. Are India just lacking a big rig all-rounder?
Yeah.
I guess. Well, they got Stokes.
They got Shastri.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about
Yeah, so Stokes defected to India.
Ashwin over to Australia. That'd be a transfer window.
I think the thing is, though, that like all these guys are big. Like
relative size.
that might be
Space Jam
the
stuff.
dumbest thing I've ever said. I think the thing is that all these guys are big.
You've come here for the greatest analysis. This is the disruption to commentary that we are hoping to execute.
Hey, I said this on Twitter today, but on the main podcast, I think it was on the main podcast. Maybe it was a Patreon show. No, it can't have been. It was on something. It was on something. There we go. That's a glorious shot from KL Rahul. KL Rahul is.
Yeah, he's looking stable. He's looking
I tell you
strong.
what, hasn't he come a long way in just 4 test matches? I mean, he was in the original squad.
He's looking balanced. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Speaking of balance,
Gary Balance. What a pleasure it is to bring some actual skill into this broadcast. Hey, Robin.
Hello, lads. How y'all doing?
Hey, good, man. We haven't seen you for a few months. I can't believe you remembered us and we came back.
I was very happy to be back. When I was told that, you guys want me back on the show, I was like, yeah, let's do it. It'll be fun.
Well, a few guys pulled out, so
Hey, Robin, we actually asked Ashwin to come onto the show, given he's busy at the moment. But what do you make of his non-selection?
Well, man, it's quite tough, honestly. As in, I think the fact that the world's best spinner is sitting outside during a test match, irrespective of where you're playing, is a tough call to make. But that's a call that they've made. But I think by the looks of the way things have gone in the previous test, you'd want to probably strengthen that batting order a little bit, especially in the lower middle order. And he can well be considered an all-rounder with his batting skills and with the way he scored runs, especially abroad. He's done really well. He scored runs well. He scored runs a lot in the middle order for India. In that lower middle order, and has always been that guy who's given us the impetus when things look a little down. He comes out there and he scores those 50s, 60s, which are crucial for the side, especially in away tours. So here's hoping he gets a game today, because I think he deserves a game. Because after this series, they're not going to play Test cricket till next year. So that's a lot of time away from Test cricket. And and he's been someone who's been constantly working on his own game. While he's not played, a test match over the last 3-4 months, he's been playing county cricket, so he's trying to keep his skills on point as well. So, he deserves an opportunity. So here's hoping he gets one today. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, man. Because obviously when he played for Surrey, he played that game at the Oval against Somerset, and he did really well. And I would have thought that would have been to just keep his skills up, knowing that it would have been tougher places. Obviously, anytime you're playing for India, there's always going to be competition. But they've gone to it seems like they're going to try and swing England out. They've gone for full pronged pace attack, and Jadeja as well, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's a big call. Like Ashwin's got 400 and whatever test wickets. Like, are there riots in the streets in India? There's riots in the comments.
I'm not in India, so I wouldn't know. I'm actually in Dubai. We're here for the preps for the IPL.
Of course.
But yeah, so I think, see, the thing is, someone like Jadeja, what he does is, what he brings to the table is the fact that he can bowl a lot of good tight overs, right? And that actually puts a lot of pressure on batters, especially with the way cricket's played today in Test cricket. So you cannot take away the kind of value that someone like Jadeja brings into the side. You know, the value that he brings in as someone who bowls well, who scores, who's been really good with the bat over the last few years in Test cricket, especially in Test cricket. He's someone who scored a lot of runs with the lower. And you have to remember that when he's playing Test cricket, he's batting with the tail for the most part. And if he's batting slightly higher up the order, I'm certain he'll get hundreds as well. But given the situation right now, he's batting in that position where he's batting with the tail, so he gets 50s more often than not. And you see that consistency with Jadeja with the bat. And with the ball, what he tends to do is, I think what his role defines is the fact that he comes there and bowls tight for a few overs, which gives a much needed break to a lot of the fast bowlers, especially your premier fast bowlers. But at the same time, he keeps the pressure on, right? So when the main fast bowlers come back on, the batsman is still feeling that pressure in the middle. And that's the role that he plays, right? Given the role that he plays, when it's a very different role that Ashwin plays in the side. So Ashwin is a very cerebral bowler. He likes to think batsmen out. He tries to figure batsmen out. He works them out during the course of a game. So in that sense, he can be a tad bit more expensive, as in compared to Jadeja, as in compared to other bowlers in the world, he still won't be that expensive. But compared to Jadeja, he can be a little bit more expensive. But having said that, he's a match winner. He's a wicket taker. So you know that he's gonna do really well when the opportunity comes along for him. So given the way, I think the way the English have kind of tried to negate the Indian fast bowlers is the fact that they've gone with more placid tracks. They've not given them green tops. If you see in the last Test match, the wicket was dry in the second day. How often does that happen in England, right? In a place like Trent Bridge, even Trent Bridge is known for it to swing and seam for the most part of 5 days. So that's how they're looking to negate, because they know that they don't have to contend with Ashwin, with the wiles of Ashwin, when he's bowling. So I think that's how they're looking to negate the Indian bowlers. But let's see. As in, I think with Ashwin back in the ranks, it would be great to have another all-rounder in the side. But we don't have that now. Right now, with what we've got, I think if you can get Ashwin there and he can bat as well. So that would make a huge difference to that side.
Robbie, and a lot of people in the comments want to know this. Two things. Firstly, what's your setup at the moment? Are you watching the game as it's on? I mean, you're in the IPL. I presume that you think that all these guys are just preparing for the IPL who are playing Test cricket. And then secondly, what's doing with the haircut, brother?
Looks sensational.
That's a lockdown mullet.
Thanks.
Talk us
it's
through
not a mullet, but so I just I got bored of my haircut, so I just thought I'd go for some sort of a mohawk, and then I colored the back of my hair.
Love that.
Yeah, that's the only place I can color my hair without the fear of losing hair, So
yeah,
so I said, let's color the safest part of the head.
Yeah. Hey, Robin, I was just doing some looking up about where you played before, and you have played at the Oval. You played in an ODI in 2007, chasing 316. Robin Uthappa, 47 not out, wins the game with 2 balls to spare. Happy memories.
Yep. It was a fun game. I wasn't supposed to be playing that game. In fact, Dinesh Karthik was supposed to be playing that game, and I literally got put in this side, I think 5 minutes before the toss, and on the insistence of a lot of people outside. So there was Chandu Borde, who was our manager in that side. There was Sachin Tendulkar who put in a good word for me.
I've heard of him.
Zahir Khan put in a massive word for me. He pushed for me a lot. And he said, he's batting really well. We really need to make him play, even if it means you play him down the order, because he's batting really well in the nets. And I think Rahul Bhai was convinced in the end and said, okay, fine, let's give him a shot. And then I got to play that game at number 8. I batted at number 8 in that game.
Yeah. Yeah. I just look at the scorecard. Yeah, Sachin got 94, and then OA Shah got 100 for England.
100. Yeah, he got his maiden 100 in that game.
Yeah, you were batting at 8, batting with the tail. You and it was there, Ramesh Pawar, right at the end.
Yeah, so Mahi and I actually put up a partnership for about 50 runs or so, and then he got out with 20 runs to go. And then I had to bat with Ajit, Zahir, Ajit Agarkar, Zahir Khan, and with Ramesh Pawar. Yeah. So we won when Ramesh Bhai and I were batting along.
So, Robbie, can I ask you, just in relation to this test series, as a guy who's played international cricket for India, you're getting ready for the IPL. I know a lot of the Aussie guys, for example, like they're not massive watchers of all other international cricket. Do you tune into a game like this?
Of course.
You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I can't wait for the toss. What are they going to do? You're texting. Are you on any WhatsApp threads? With Venki. I know you can't say anything in public, questioning selections, but do you have any WhatsApp threads where a few opinions are exchanged about what they're doing, or what's your relationship to it?
No, it's not that hectic, but I definitely want to know what's happening. I'll watch the game before practice, so after I finish this, I'm going to go and turn on the television and see what's going on. Who's won the toss? What's the team like? What's the 11 like? Who's batting first? As in for me, I follow the game as much as I can. We discuss the game, say on the way to the ground. We discuss it on the way back. We discuss, what the scores are, who's doing well, who's batting well, who's bowling well. Those are things that we discuss. But outside of that, we're not hectic as far as who's going to play today, who's not going to play today. No WhatsApp threads and all of that. We just kind of watch everything and kind of unravel itself to us, and then kind of pass whatever comments we want to.
In the meantime, Rohit Sharma's just played a couple of glorious drives. KL Rahul's played a couple of back foot punches. Now England won the toss and had a bowl. At what point? How many overs are into a Pez? Something like 6, 7, something like that. At what point is Joe Root thinking, "Oh, looks pretty flat," as Anderson just beats the bat of Rohit Sharma?
So, see, it's always going to be a little bit of a good batting track on that ground, right? It's known historically for it to be a good batting track. In India, always historically done well there. As far as batting is concerned, I'm not really sure about the results, but as far as batting is concerned, we've always done well there. So we're going to back ourselves to bat really well. And Rohit is, I just saw one of the stats where how he's grown in his test rankings over the last 3 years, from 2017 to not 3, but maybe 4 or 5 years, over the last 4 years, how he's improved from number 40 to number 4 today in the test ranking. So this part of his game is something that he's consciously and consistently worked on. And Rohit's actually grown into a true leader of sorts. He's even within that group, even though he's not captain, he's considered a leader within that group, and his opinion matters a lot. And he's someone who looks after the well-being of a lot of cricketers in that group. I think he takes the responsibility on himself to do as well as he can. And you see that with Rohit, and today he takes a lot of pride with in his own game, in his batting, and the way he's improved. And you can see the way he's played, as in people who've not considered him a test batsman, and here he is, not necessarily answering critics, but going out there playing like a classical test batsman, taking like over 130, 140 balls for a 50. But at the same time, staying true to his game. He's not given in to the pressure of, he's gotten out a couple of times pulling the ball. So, he's not going to pull the ball. He has played his shots. He has stayed true to himself, which I think is a sign of an exceptional batsman.
Robin,
much like Pujara even,
Yeah.
As in for someone like Puji who was experiencing the kind of pressure that he was experiencing, to go out there and bat as fluently as he batted in that 91 that he got in the last test match, I think was exceptional. I think just shows the kind of grit and determination that this guy's got. And if you ever get to speak to him about his younger days and how he became the batsman that he became. It's a very interesting story, and you should hear from the horse's mouth. So I'm giving you something that you can actually ask him when you actually speak to him.
It's funny, Robert, like listening to you, and I do respect it in a way, because it's the same as Dinesh Karthik. Like you guys are all, at least in public, you're all so supportive of each other. You all speak so positively about each other.
Publicly.
In public, this is what I want to know, because we're cricketers. Like cricket is a dog eat dog game.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We want our teammates to fail so we can grow. And yet, with Dinesh, and he's done so well, his commentary, good luck to him. He wears he wears his IPL lid when he plays in club matches in England as well. But behind closed doors, is it all still so supportive in, between the players? Because you guys are just you're so lovely about each other in public.
Well, yeah, I think for the most part you are, because I think with the amount of competition that you have, the normal ones are always going to kind of bite your head off when they're not in public. But you realize at the end of the day, especially when you're in India, you realize that luck also plays a massive factor in someone's career, because of the volume of cricketers that we have. So with the number of cricketers that we have, the guys who actually make it big, they're not very far away as far as talent is concerned from the guys who don't actually make it big. Luck plays a big factor, and you have to remember that India is a massive country with a lot of different regions, so there's a lot of regionalism as well. So you can look at it negatively, and at the end of the day, that all that negativity is only going to affect you, because what you're going to put out is what's going to come back to you. That's what I believe. So and you look at it as healthy competition, and there are some truths that you kind of accept as they are, right? And then you move on, from those factors, and then you say, okay, this is what it is. There are things that you experience as a cricketer individually, but then there are things that other people experience when they're playing cricket as well. So you have to be able to say that, hey, that is that person's journey, and this is my journey, and they're not going to hold his journey against him. Who's that going to serve? It's not going to serve me. It's not going to serve him, and I'm only going to be putting out negative crap into the world, which is so unnecessary.
Well, I'm sure Ashwin's got plenty of nice things to say about Virat privately.
Great mates
at the moment. Great mates at the moment. A couple
really
of good mates. Hey, Robbie, I was going to ask you about CSK. How's CSK looking at the moment?
Good, yeah. We got here really early. We're these old diesel engines that take a while to kind of go. So we've gotten here a little early, and then so we're up and running. We're tuning up very well at the moment. We have a few weeks to go before the IPL begins. So, as cricketers who don't play a lot of cricket, who are in the latter half of our careers, we don't get to play a lot of matches, a lot of cricket. So you want to be able to have a lot of ball repetition in the nets, as far as being batters are concerned, and that's what we're doing. So we're getting that time. We're getting our time under the sun. We're getting acclimatized to the conditions here, and it's mad. It's like hot, guys. It's like an oven out there. There are days we go out, and every day it varies, right? So there are days we go on in the field where we run a lap around the ground and we're like, man, you can't breathe. You feel like, where's the air?
Yeah.
You feel, and it's so hot, and it's like you're in a sauna. And then there are days you go in and it feels like you're in a steam bath, and like you're just like profusely sweating all the time. And you go through 5 changes of shirts on some days. And you come back after a batting session, like everything is wet, like you're just wet all over, But it's fun. All of that's part of the process of it, and the fun part of it, and it's a great setup. Yeah, CSK is a lot of fun. A lot of kids around. We have I think already about 7 or 8 kids here in the group. A lot of young parents here.
Nice.
So the kids keep us entertained. The days off are fantastic. You're in the pool with the kids, with them in the playroom, and they're always around you. So it makes the mood that much more lighter, and it's a lot of fun. This setup here, for me personally, has been an incredible experience.
All right, Robin, thanks so much for joining us, man. We'll let you get back to
Pleasure, mate.
Dubai and CSK. Obviously, we expect you to put in a good word for us with MS Dhoni. I'm sure he'll like to join the next Watchalong.
Yeah.
Just give a bit of the background on the Kohli Ashwin stuff. And so we'll just be in touch with you around that. But otherwise, mate, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time.
Pleasure, guys.
Cheers, Robbie.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Keep well. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, he's a lovely man.
He's a lovely man.
Lovely man. What are his secrets?
What do we say? Exactly.
Hey,
10 out of
what-
10. Don't trust anyone that's 10 out of 10.
Mate, Wokes is on. And you know what that means? I don't. I was hoping you
No.
know. Oh, okay.
Can he swing it?
Can he swing it? Yes, he can.
A bit of super chat stuff. So we just interviewed Robin there. A bit of super chat stuff. 3:40 a.m. in Seattle. Just want to Robin Uthappa to know I was his biggest fan until he started scoring runs versus my Kings 11 Punjab. Woo. What have I missed about the game so far? India's doing it off their dick.
Yeah.
Hey, Bilbo's on the field.
Bilbo.
Hey, Bilbo. Another friend of the show.
One of my best mates.
He's my best friend.
Left me on scene a lot recently.
Yeah. Started asking me about getting Shigadarwan on the show.
Is he Nick?
Who is Nicky?
Real play and miss. Now
There we go,
Stokes is already quicker than Robinson and Anderson combined, and that's quick. Seattle, 3:40 a.m. from Barry Haynes. Man, respect.
Yeah, thanks, Barry.
When I think Seattle, I think of one thing and one thing only:
Sean Kemp,
ice addiction.
Microsoft.
No, I think of Nirvana.
Oh, nice.
And I was reading recently. Well, this isn't just me reading this. $200 for getting Punjab right. Yes, Sarab is joining a little bit later on after in the second hour. The baby on the Nevermind, the front of the Nevermind album was suing the record label. I don't think you can sue the band because the record label will own that thing.
Yeah.
So he's going to sue them for some sort of like sexual exposure or something as a child. So that's what I think of when I think about Seattle.
Michael Slater and co. attends the same local nets as I. Michael Slater and co. What, his company?
his incorporated company.
Decent bloke, but chose to take home my only 4-piecer. Is God dead? What's RTN?
I don't know.
What's that?
Oh,
it's gone. There's a wicket. There we go.
There's a wicket. Wokes
and Wokes in the game.
Wokes
Get him
right
into the series.
Game. Whoa,
here we go.
Well.
Just
there's a bloke waving. Bloke waving.
Congratulations, Chris.
Yeah. Chris, call me. Return my phone calls, Chris.
His brother. Now, what's happened here is he got a little bit. It's short, but it's carried a little bit.
It's his back foot play. That's a good grab. That's a good grab from Besto. That's a good grab.
He just swallowed it, didn't he? He seemed to get onto him a bit quicker.
I'll tell you what, back foot nicks.
Yeah.
Didn't think Wokes had it in, but that just goes on a fresh bowler. A fresh bowler coming to the series. And that's why Yamesh Yadav is going to take 10 for in this game.
That's right. So Rohit just starting to look good, but there we go. 28.
A couple of glorious drives off Anderson.
Well, Pujara is in form.
Yeah. Mate, I think
Ben Chambers is right here, mate. Ben Chambers is right. It got big on him. It's got a bit big.
Yeah, now let's dissect that.
There's a super chat with no question.
Perfect.
Hey, appreciate that.
Perfect.
Septashi.
Perfect.
Yeah, dissect that. Getting big.
Like, what does it mean you got big on me? Like, is the ball a child? And I thought the child was small. I thought you'd stay a child forever. And then as it got closer to me, you became...
It grew up too fast.
Grew up too quick.
How did you grow up so fast? I see that happen with my sons all the time.
Just slow down.
You're growing up too fast. You're getting big on me.
That's right.
That's good.
That's right.
That's good. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you guys sticking around. Now, if you guys would do us the great service, a couple of things. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to TGC, we put out about 95 videos a week. And if you like your cricket, then get round it and get round us. And also, at the moment, if I may, Pez,
please.
I'm going to roll. Just got big on me. Our hand's got to touch weirdly just then.
I wanted it.
Need to sanitize. Shoot this video a like because it'll be fed to more people. Then more people see it. Then more people will get around it.
It's good enough.
Would you do us that service?
It's on top of that as well.
Go on then.
Sort of lift the hood a little bit on how the economy of TGC or YouTube works. But if you do subscribe, it kind of encourages the sorts of people who can open doors to the conversations that we would like to have with your Ashwins, etc. I'm not saying necessarily, but if you do chuck it a subscribe, then there's just a little bit more cachet. Hey, Ashwin, a couple of idiots off the internet want to talk to you. Who the fuck are they? Oh, well, they've got subscribers.
Just go on the show, ask questions later.
It's like how many tests have you played, but for YouTube?
We ask the questions. We ask the questions here.
Boys, did you take the vaccine yet?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Why do you think the internet's so good in my brain?
This is running off. This is pure 5G.
Sam Abley said, subscribe to the Patreon, you cucks.
Don't tell us how to run our business, Sam.
Yeah, we're both one jabbed.
One jab, and then yeah.
That's
You saw the same thing.
good.
Yeah. But the advice from the medical people in
or the
Australia
government.
it was actually government
The
advice.
government.
It's actually advisory body to the government. They've said that if you got AstraZeneca, which we did, great feat of human engineering. That's still got a little bit.
It's
a little bit second grade here in Australia. It's a little bit downstairs cargo, if you catch my drift.
Sort of mostly 2s, 3s.
Yeah.
What'd you get? AstraZeneca.
Yeah, AstraZeneca.
It's not elite like Pfizer.
That's right.
Just gives me better internet.
Yeah.
They both do.
But you had to wait 12 weeks to get your second jab, but they've now issued advice to get it sooner than that. So we're both, I'm booked in next week for the second, for 2 for.
Yeah. I'm not.
We're currently both 1 for.
Yeah, both 1 for. I'm actually waiting for Moderna. I'm going to get 4 jabs. I'm just going to get as many jabs as I can.
Mate, jab up. Get the boost going. What's
Jab up.
doing?
Jab up. Get the showers, jab up.
Yeah. It is. You got to chub up in the showers and you go jab up for the vaccine.
Bruce Wayne said, are you guys drunk? No.
Nope.
Not drunk.
Not at all.
Literally have not had a drink.
Nor have I. Read between the lines on that. Smashing that like button like Ash. Well, if you do it multiple times, actually takes the like
takes
away.
it away. So don't just do
So
it.
just once will do if you can. If you can. Or do it an odd number of times. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you've paid for this, but this is dumb. And it will be open by Sep 23 by Dictator Dan. Okay. He's just
I just like it when people don't die.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of my wife
what's
going
Anderson?
into work.
Anderson's cheating.
Ooh.
Anderson was cheating just then. He's got a bit of lip balm on
He's
the
got
finger.
lip balm on the finger.
There better be an investigation into this. Match fixing cheating. Cheat. March him out of the airport.
It just gets very dry. Do you guys know the cricket podcast, guys? Can't say we do. 80. Sivaraman writes in. What? Just getting off a red eye to Boston from San Francisco. Nice. Wouldn't miss this for anything. Onboard internet is godsend.
Oh, fucking respect, man. That's nice.
I'd love to be on a plane.
Oh, just
From
plane.
Boston to San Fran.
Mate,
That's a
any
good time
plane.
from San Francisco.
I've never been to San Fran.
Yeah.
I've
It's
never been
actually
West
quite cold
Coast.
there. You know that?
Yeah.
The mist rolls in. The fog rolls in the afternoon every day.
Little,
Yeah.
Little,
Bit of fog. It's not your California dreaming.
little
as you
Misty
imagine.
Hymas. Little Misty Hymas.
Yeah,
is
Mr. Hyman.
Little Misty Miyagi.
Yeah. I'm not going to click that, Alex, but if you can see Alex Mercer's message, don't disagree.
Just the framing of it could be. Anyway,
Now, Comans has written in here, great cricketer in the final work are my cricket sources. Now, I think Comans means the final word, but I will check with Colo and Jeff in case they have changed their name. A stellar podcast and operation. And both Colo and Jeff have been on our show multiple times, and we hang out with them regularly in the summer. In fact, Colo and his family came around to dinner through the summer. Beautiful daughter, Winnie.
Must be nice.
Dinner together. Yeah, it was. All right, another message on Super Chat. Love your podcast. Do you think Kohli lacks the humility to accept he is wrong and instead doubles down on poor decision like his 4-1 template? Oswin wouldn't have happened if he was the captain. Listen, cool thy jets on this decision. Just be patient. You know, Kohli might come out in 5 minutes and blast 100. India might win the game.
Or he also might not.
And he might not. And whatever happens,
And
then
you know-
we can reflect.
You know what Ashwin's doing? He's just at the moment he's getting any sort of food, like scraps, and he's putting it in like the end section of Virat's kit.
Yeah.
And just letting that just rot away. Bit of mold in the kit.
Yeah.
Kohli goes, what's that? I don't know. Maybe if I got a fucking game.
Yeah.
This would never have happened, Virat.
Shout out from DC.
I like the role play.
I want more of that.
Okay.
I'll go join in.
Okay.
Big fan.
It's actually more of a one-way dialogue.
Right. No, can I hide in the cupboard? Okay. There's a cupboard there. Is
That
what I mean.
reminds me of a really bad story I can't repeat.
Yeah, me too.
It involves a footballer.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get in touch with people when you ask for a little bit of background on someone you're about to interview and they end up just telling you a really long story of inappropriate sexual escapades. Everyone's consensual, everyone's fine. It's just
Hey, mate, I've got
cupboards
to
and stuff.
ask you, as Pujara takes strike here for his second ball, I wonder if
It's a low grip.
it's a low grip, isn't it? It's pink. Brings
No
out his
more, no
eyes.
less.
Oh,
That's nice.
Wait,
That's-
Wokes is a wonderful bowler
Yeah,
in
isn't
England.
he?
I don't care what anyone says. I do actually, but I wonder if Pujara's 90 was a bit of a is misnomer the right word. I just wonder
red
if
herring.
it's a bit of a was that the worst thing that could have happened? Because if he scores if he fails to score 4 more times here, would they have made any change? I don't know.
He just got 90. That's what happened. You know, is it the worst thing? No, it just is a thing.
Yeah,
that
90
happened.
and one day, then none the next day. So, you know,
It's
you tell me what the real story is. I'll tell you what the story is. Chris Wokes has taken 5 for here. It's in the stars.
It works as in.
Oh! That was always the best one in cricket and club cricket. Like plays a perfect forward defense, middles it, just rockets to cover. Oh, yes, boy. We like seeing that. We like seeing that. We didn't really like seeing any of it though, did we? And that was always the thing.
It was always the thing. It's the test is just evenly balanced. He goes. They're both. What you'd say is
What would
what
you
you
say?
would say is
Yeah.
they're both feeling each other out a little bit. India just a little bit of trepidation. They know
What does that mean?
they're feeling each
So
other out.
you're in the cupboard and
Yes.
you're playing 7 seconds in heaven
Yes.
and it's dark, but you're not touching lips
Yeah,
yet.
well,
Like
you-
these two teams will later.
It's like what Ray Charles used to do if he wanted to know if a bird was hot. He'd put his fingers around her wrist to see if she was skinny. That was in the Jamie Foxx movie. I just remember that bit.
Wasn't even true. Saw it in the movie. Jamie Foxx did it.
He's just going.
Holy shit.
Is that a good looking bird? That's feeling each other out.
Is that true?
That's what they're doing.
No, they were in the cupboard. They're
He
playing
used to go,
7 seconds
"Hey."
in heaven. They're in a cupboard.
Ray Charles is in a cupboard.
They're in a drawer. It's a really big drawer though, like when you can stand in. And then they're just sort of like just rubbing each other, just feeling the dimensions of their body.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm saying.
And
What
then at
Ray
the end of
Charles
the game,
is
they'll
doing.
kiss.
Yes. Well, someone will kiss the other. Someone's written Jadeja can get runouts. Well, that's right. That's right.
What do you guys think about Donda? What do you think about that?
I haven't listened yet. Isn't it sort of quite a raw, like 109-minute thing that's, you're not meant to get, but if you get it, then you're like, so that's the...
Hey, that's exactly it. Like, I'm a huge Kanye fan. His album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, favorite album of all time.
Right.
Very important to me in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like myself some Ye. But Donda, and his actually the last 10 years has been a bit disappointing for me. But I was listening to it today and there's still beauty in the album. But I don't know if I've got the time that I used to when I was like 15 to listen to an album 8 times before I'm like, oh no, this is good. And I'm not saying I'm so fucking like one chance, be good or fuck off.
First impression.
Yeah, I'm not that. Like, I listen to it, but like, if you're gonna have 27 tracks on an album, it goes for over 90 minutes. Like, what are we doing here, eh? What are we doing here?
But it's a question you're asking yourself, and is that art in and of itself? Is that
no?
great?
I can respect
that
Now,
journey.
I remember when Seinfeld did his last stand up on Netflix, and people fucking ripped it. And I was watching, I was like, okay, it's not his best work, but you can still appreciate the skill. You can appreciate the skill of the artist in his element.
Yeah,
it's genius.
Yeah,
such a great presenter of words and presenter of jokes.
Arranger of jokes. Yeah, joke composition,
even better
delivery.
That is fucking slow from Robinson. Well, he's quick as
Robbo's circuited. He's turned up off the circuit.
He's had a couple of red Mitsubishis.
Yeah, a couple of red Mitsubishis. Yep. Oh, flipping. He was flipping.
Anyway, yeah. So I was listening to it today, and I was like, "There's definitely some beautiful songs in the album, but there's heaps of not for me." Anyway,
Donda.
Yeah.
Honda. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Donda record.
It's kind of like, so we're talking about how you appreciate art. Is Cheteshwar Pujara, dare I say, is there a bit of Donda about him in the sense it's like, if you get it,
nice link.
If you get it, it goes for a long time. It doesn't look like everything else is meant to look. It's not wrapped up in a neat little package.
Yeah.
But it's extremely effective, and
it's
you actually
match batting.
You need to understand it in the context of everything that came before it.
And where he fits in the team.
And the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I think artists put out like really challenging albums so they can follow up with something really euphoric for the fans when they're on a bit of a record deal.
There was like, I don't know. I enjoyed Life of Pablo.
Yep.
Yeez's was okay.
Mm.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
So we're
Certified Lover Boy though coming out tomorrow. Well, it'd be Saturday in Australia. It's
Right.
Friday in the US and Canada.
Okay.
Drake's new album. I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, thanks for the thanks for that for you.
When you're standing in the cordon pairs, I just noticed that last ball would just beat KO Rahul.
Just catch this. Just on Donda. Donda needs a KO mini.
Spot on, Will. Give me a mini.
Give us the mini.
Just give me a. Hey, have you guys noticed this? Speaking of minis and highlights,
go.
have
I
you
like
noticed
it.
on YouTube
like
the
it.
ECB's highlights at the end of the day's play fucking suck?
Yeah.
They just skip like Pujara like walks into the wicket when Jarbo's not there, and then all of a sudden like Rahane's batting. It's like I've just missed a wicket. Like are you not going to present that? It's
I watched
weird.
every ball of the day's play.
It's weird. But like anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Another one. Sponsors don't like Test cricket because they spend millions on having their logos on cricket shirts only to be covered by white cardigans all day. Okay.
Oh, we'll sponsor the cardigans.
That's more of a comment than anything.
I was going to say, Pez, when you were in the cordon and the wicketkeeper takes it at like just above nipple height.
Yeah.
How much satisfaction that gives you as like, oh, this is exciting. That's actually one of the most exciting
well
moments
left.
in cricket. That's a good lead. He nicked that same ball like in the first test match.
He was actually laughing there.
Yeah. Like he's off balance, wasn't he? He really wanted to go at that.
I think Robinson put that out there for him.
It's taken Robinson 6 overs to warm up here.
Yeah.
And I say that as an elite athlete. That's a great ball. That's a nicking ball. That's nicky.
But then again, if he reaches and nicks for it, it's a terrible shot.
Why is it when you're in the cordon and a good ball is bowled, the reaction is to laugh? Like you're laughing at the batsman and be like, oh, you wanted to play that, didn't you? Didn't you, you naughty boy?
Why is the reaction to laugh? Well,
you naughty boy.
I'd love if sledging was actually like that.
That's close. That's close for me.
I missed that.
That's close. I reckon I'll have a look at that. I think that's hit him on middle and leg. Right. And it's given non out, so it's going to have to be hitting.
What's his match for Joe? Do you think he's like, I reluctantly have a look at it?
He's going to do it. He's going to do it.
Yeah. That was his face was like, look, I don't think so, but we might get an umpire's call on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Might get a bit of ball touching the stump.
Are you on board with 3 reviews because the umpires are all home umpires? Do you reckon that'll carry on post-COVID?
I hope not.
In the next 15 years?
I prefer 2. I prefer a little bit more jeopardy on the decision. I think there's enough reviews that you can start reviewing shit that's ordinary. I'd like to see a little bit more umpire's decision.
That's going over top of leg.
Right.
I thought it was close alive, but Pablo was fun as hell. Yeah, I thought it was a good album. I still listen to that.
He's got his angles right there, Carl Rahul. Yeah, big miss. Yeah, so that's a review loss. I just think 2 left. I'd like to see 1 left there. So yeah, he really has to think about whether he wants to review that. I just think I just think it's 1 review too many for me.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I actually quite like the interest of
a review.
Yeah, it gets me involved.
Yeah, okay.
Also, aren't we all secretly just wanting to be umpires, though never actually wanting to be an umpire because
I can't say I am.
That checks the hard drives. But don't you? You look at me, oh, that's close. That's exactly what I just did. So what I'm saying is that I'm normal.
What I find is that I find that there's a correlation between nations with players and people that are full of ego and believe they're always right, and bad reviews.
Well, I don't think that.
Boys, I just finished COVID ward rounds and listening to you guys just before I get back. Good that you guys informed regarding vaccination on YouTube. Love your show. Yeah.
Cheers, Neros.
Yeah, it's the way out. It's the way out.
I appreciate your work, man.
Yeah, thanks very much. Seb Baird, cricket in the Olympics, boys. And who are your favourite Olympians?
Hey, Seb. Whoa. Hey, man, I appreciate the question. I got to say, cricket in the Olympics, not for me. You know why? Because it'll never be the pinnacle of the sport.
Yep.
It'll never be the pinnacle of the sport.
And you say that out of respect for the Olympics.
Exactly. Now, I can just about get into football because for the men, it's under 23s. For the women, it's it probably goes World Cup, then gold medal. So it's close. But it's still a bit tennis in the bin. Tennis in the bin, the Olympics.
That's out. That looks close. Oh, you must eat it.
Yeah, Pujara.
You must eat it.
Pujara to Wokes feels like a matchup to me where fuck, that looked out, didn't it? It just seems like Wokes is just all over him. Tell you what, how excited are you for Anderson Coley? Given that Anderson just put some lip balm on his finger.
He's just having a breather, getting the lip balm ready.
Yeah. It's just a dry day.
Yeah, it's a big day for Virat Kohli, I have to say. I know we always say it, but 1-1 series poised, a very bold
Smashed it.
selection decision
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
omit
Yep.
Ashwin
Yep.
in the circumstances.
Yep.
Jimmy Anderson has the wood on him. He's a bit shorter runs. It's a cloudy day. It's a very, very big day. Like truly,
I agree.
this isn't Kohli chat just for likes or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
It's a big day for Virat.
Yeah, mate, fuck the likes. Mate, I think that like if Anderson gets Kohli out, it's bigger than just the wicket. It's bigger than just who Kohli is. It's bigger than just the number 4 in the team. It's who he is what I was trying to say. Because he has such an impact on the team. If Kohli scores runs, everything else around the team, it just lifts 15, 20%. Mate, Wokes is such a fucking good bowler.
This is the last couple. There's 2 balls before drinks here.
Okay.
So India 28 for 1. I suppose you'd take that. You know, you'd prefer to go in without it. Well,
they've been sent in. They've been sent
in. But yeah, losing only 1 wicket after the first hour, you're probably taking that in the circumstances. So 2 big balls coming out here for Pujia. And look, they're just slowing it down, England.
Oh, Anderson's got it. You know, it's on his finger.
Yeah. A bit of balm. He wants the umpire to have a look. So see, it's all good, isn't it?
A bit of balmy army.
You fine with that? The balmy army. They only go out when the weather's a little bit warm.
When there's moisture in the air.
No, two big deliveries here. Yeah, there's another got a super chat just here. So Pujara's on the back foot. That's fine. In Sky pregame, NASA gave detailed analysis of coach's stance and backlift for now versus 2018. Bogan Mozart retorts. That's
You want to explain who that is?
Bogan Mozart is the name
Warren
that has been given on certain programs to Shane Warne. Bogan Mozart retorts he should just watch ball more. Well, you know, that's pretty much the long and the short of Australian cricket coaching.
Yeah. See ball, hit ball.
See ball, hit ball, watch the ball. Often they put the C word at the end. Oh, wow, you struck the pad there. But that's going to be drinks, isn't it?
Hey, that was a great first hour. I appreciate you guys.
And a lot more stable first hour for India as well. And can you see that this doesn't jinx it just yet?
So that happens in the second hour.
For those super chats we may have missed.
Yeah.
Here's one. Let's clear a few up. Which boys do we support in the which teams do we support in the Premier League?
Liverpool,
Manchester United. Sorry about that. In which battle we've got here, you guys can enjoy between Chris Wokes versus Kohli or Anderson versus Kohli? Well, I think I'm a classic guy.
Anderson Kohli is the blockbuster. That's Ali shit.
Kohli can Wokes can swing it, and it's good English swing, but no one does a parabola like Anderson. The Anderson parabolas are in and out of the mixed action.
Anderson Kohli is Fraser Ali.
Thank you, Kohli. Thank you, Corey Bicknell.
Chris Wokes feels more fucking Jake Paul.
Thank you for these donations here as well. There's a couple that were missed while Robin was talking. I apologize. What industry tycoon would you most like to see in these English corporate stands? I'd like to see an exhumed Kerry Packer.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to see, what's his name? Stanford. That guy who set up the $1 million game for England and the West Indies.
Yes.
T20 game, 15 years ago. Which turned out to be fraudulent.
I'm just coming up the chat here, guys, to see.
Just come up the chute.
Oh, nothing. This is really lovely. Thank you so much, Adjua. Nothing to say.
Respect.
I didn't need to read that out.
Thank you.
That's very, very kind of you. Really appreciate and support. And the views are holding. What can Jadeja we've got here? What can Jadeja possibly do that Ashwin can't? You can do some things that Ashwin can't. Let's be
Jadeja's
real.
a better stick.
Let's be real. And he's a better fielder.
Yeah. And he's a better left arm spinner.
But he's not a better YouTuber yet.
Yet.
All right.
Hey, second hour, we got Sorabh Pant coming up. I'm looking forward to talking to Sorabh.
Yeah. Likewise.
Good to see the guy.
We'll see you on the other side of drinks.
Have a drink. Don't get a drink. We'll be back in a second.
Righto. G'day. Robinson continues, and it just looks like he's got a little bit more about him. That's a celeb appeal, and he's given.
Wow, that looked
wee.
high. That looked high to me.
Yeah,
that
he's got a review.
Very uppish. That's.
But I reckon that's clipping.
At worst,
I reckon
umpire's call.
That's a
he's reviewed it.
Umpire's call.
The celeb
out.
appeal can get in the fucking bin. I hate it so much, and it's not because it's like. It's not because it's disrespectful to the umpire. I couldn't care about that. It's just the.
Do you reckon he celeb appeals because it just hurts his body to turn around a bit?
It might do.
Yeah.
It's yuck. Oh yeah.
You gotta hit him outside the line.
Yeah, it's gonna
be half the ball.
Give me a couple of umpires calls.
Yeah, and he's gonna be out.
Couple of umpires calls.
What a great start for England. This is out.
That changes that hour.
Yeah.
First over back.
That's right. How often do you see it just after a break? Actually, probably about the same amount as any other wicket.
Lachlan says, no, that's out, top of off.
Okay.
Jonathan, umpires call.
Well, we've got Coley here for the second hour.
James, pretty plump.
Oh, umpires call. Oh, he's hitting. That's hard. Well, on the other hand, it's in the top of off.
That's out enough. That's out enough for me. That's out enough.
Okay, Rahul is out. 28
well,
for 2.
And now coach comes in.
Coach comes in second hour. Second hour. Someone said Java. Is Java gonna try and come in as well?
He can fucking get in the bin. That bloke. Yeah. He can get in the bin.
Look at it, and look at this. You see, it's mate, look dead. No, yeah, look
well,
dead. Is that? He goes, yeah, look dead. Yeah, on yours out. Yeah, look dead to me. Yeah.
Can you open all of your mouth?
Nah, really. Don't want any flies to get in.
We're just giggling because of what we can see.
Yeah.
Java getting the bin. I agree. Well, the reason for that, if you haven't seen what I've said previously, is that when he did the Lords thing, I looked him up on socials, and his socials are a disgrace. And he is an absolute twat. I have no sympathy for him as a human being or as a person. He's a fucking dickhead.
He's actually in the chat.
He's in the chat. Good. Yeah. See our stuff about, wanting to harm police officers, that kind of gear. And you just look at photos and you think, yeah, that's not for me.
A lot of guys in the chat think 78 incoming here.
Yeah.
Here we go now. All cameras on Anderson as well. Bit of lip balm on his head.
A little lip balm. Little lippy.
Tell you what, it's a big innings. It's a big innings for coach. It's a big innings.
They're all big innings. Don't you think Kohli's 254 is his highest score, which is just about his last century, or not long after that, is surprisingly low? Like 254. Don't get me wrong.
He should have a triple.
Yeah.
He should have a triple.
Double. Trip dub.
Should we add someone else to the chat?
Yeah, go on.
Here
he goes. Yeah, he's just in my eye line.
He is in the eye line. Just been watching him get ready.
I can't just say before you go, both batsmen out in the back foot. That journalist has gotten the ears. He's got in the head.
The journalist is right.
You're missing out on your back foot shots. Well, they got nicked off, and now KRL, LBW, back foot.
Nice one.
Get on the front dog.
All right. Well, welcoming to the crease. Sorabh, how are you, brother?
Boys, excited to be here. Really excited. I've been looking for this moment for the last 2 days to talk to humans.
That energy is so good.
I got inspired by that dude sitting in the stand to wear this, and then I realized that I should also replicate Robin Uthappa's hair. So I've got both of those covered. It's all done. DK is great, guys. I'm Robin Uthappa.
We were trying to figure out if Robin was even watching the game. I'm not even sure.
No, if he knew it was on.
Yeah, I'm not sure he knew I'm not sure. I thought he think it was a 3-test series.
Yeah.
Are you watching the game, Sorabh?
I'm enjoying the fact that you know what I didn't like. I didn't know why I didn't like Jarbo. Whatever his name is, what Jarbo's whatever. Yeah. Until you put it in words, and I'm like, yeah, he seems like a dick. He just seems like I would have preferred a 68-year-old British dude just popping out, throwing a trumpet in the air, eating it, and then holding his t-shirt and saying, "Get vaccinated." Like that's the dude I would have got behind.
Yeah, if that was at Lord's and just an old bloke who just waddled onto the field like he was a bit lost.
Exactly.
And it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like that guy was in the second over. He was just trying to get through a door for some reason.
Yeah, and he was an Indian dude, I think. And Indian uncles are usually, they expect most doors to open for them.
Sorab, what's the vibe around the Indian team now, mate, and Kohli at the crease? You know, is there nerves and tension? Are you masking any of your true feelings? Can you just speak for the entire nation?
Speak for the nation.
So I'll tell you about the nation, right? As a nation, we are very relieved that Pujara is in form, because like I think that Pujara is the last Test player in history of the kind of Test player of that. Like there's nobody like him anywhere anymore. Like there's nobody coming. Like there's all these KL Rahuls and all pretending to be Pujara, but they're not Pujara. Like this guy's conditioned himself to be this dude. So I'm just happy that Pujara's when KL Rahul and Virat don't do well, I feel okay, because you can sense that they have a long career and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. Like I feel worse for Rahane, because I have a feeling that I think this might be the last sort of go for a while at least.
I was listening to Michael Vaughan talk about this game beforehand, and he was saying that Liam Livingston might have been a chance, which I presume he just represents him or something. There must be something else going on. But Liam Livingston just hit like this massive six over the grandstand at Headingley. It's like he's coming to the Test team. That ain't right. No, Pujara's Test cricket. Pujara's Test cricket, not Liam Livingston. That doesn't feel right.
When India selected a Liam Livingston, who is Umesh Yadav, who has been known to hit the ball out of the ground a couple of times as well. So we have answers. Michael Vaughan, if that's your real name. What do you guys think about Yadav, Umesh Yadav being played though?
I thought he was just on the touring party. I did not see in any way that he was going to play. I thought he was just going to live it up, maybe give some throwdowns to some of the batters, maybe get a cup of tea, maybe get on Ashwin's YouTube channel. Like I didn't think he was going to play at all. But that just shows that's more about me than him. But somehow, but I don't know. Like it was so surprising. Has he been picked for his batting? Is that what's going on?
I have a feeling that they because you know what, I was thinking about this, right? Like Rishabh Pant's form right now has been, I think, slipped a little under the radar. Now it's coming to fore a little bit more. But one of the defining moments of Jadeja's batting career was, I think he hit a 64 or a 69 against England. And this is not a reference to Jarvo with his 69 and stuff. I'm original.
How can I add any colour to this name, Jarvo? 69.
And in the front was 420. He's like, do you guys get both the jokes? So he's like,
I like
So I remember Jadeja had played a match against, I think, England in one of the tests in India, and he just went for it. There was like a lot of slices over slip, and there were edges flying around and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I have a feeling that for Pant, given the way he's been getting out, I'd prefer him getting out like trying to scoop this Vokes. And by the way, Vokes, okay, first of all, unfair cricket, okay? Because Robinson came on, he's bowling like about 70 miles an hour. Anderson is like, hey, I've done enough in life. It's cool. Let me just like bowl 70. And then this Vokes guy comes and bowls 82. I mean, listen, batsmen are delicate creatures and you must treat them nicely and bowl at the same pace is all I have to say.
I agree. The first two bowlers have to be the quickest, and then the next guy has to be slightly slower, and then a spinner bowls.
That's all right.
That's what those should be the rules.
You need a Sam Curran there. But Kohli's and when I listen to hear you guys talk about Sam Curran and to hear the last time when Steve O'Keefe just dismissing Sam Curran, I'd be like, damn.
Man, that's just normal chat. In a grade pavilion about international players. Yeah. That's just how it is. I was hoping Robbie Uthappa would do something similar, but not so.
Too much respect.
Too much respect for his teammates.
Yeah. This is the problem with Indian cricketers. They just respect each other too much, or pretend to respect each other too much. Also, because every little thing they say will suddenly show up in the newspapers, right? Like if Steve O'Keefe says that, hey, Steve Smith tried to murder a kangaroo in front of my eyes. Like that would be 3 people interested.
That's actually a good thing.
It's actually a good thing in the country.
Oh, is it?
Kohli's off the mark. He's just slid one down the fine leg there. It looks good today.
Today's
his day. That's what the jinx. Oh, leg bias. I've lied. Leg
So
bias.
still sticking with Robinson and Wokes, just waiting for his nemesis to come on.
Hey, Sorabh, we were talking about like the reaction to what it seemed as well. Like just seemed after that third test match that it's like, oh, India now suck and they've lost like one game. Is that normal?
Well, I think everybody's been trying to very quickly say that, hey, India is the new Australia, etc., right? And this team, and I actually, this Indian team reminds me a lot of Pakistan at their peak. Were they capable of winning the World Cup? I mean, they've not done that yet recently, but but they're capable of like these crazy things, like the Gabba thing, and then the Lords, which is arguably, along with that West Indies Pakistan match, was probably like the three best test matches in the last year or so. But they're also capable of 36 and 78, which generally is what Pakistan cricket used to be like for a really long time.
Yeah,
where they could be heights and lows at any given point, which is why I find this team unbelievably exciting. Like I would not be surprised if Umesh Yadav hits a 50 today. And I mean today, because I think he's going to get to bat.
And he's batting 5.
That's a great shot.
Good shot for none.
Fielder.
Good shot for none, coach.
What's it like? You have to interview players quite regularly. You know, like for us, coming through playing grade cricket, you always feel like you have a little bit of a kinship with players because they've played that level as well. And so they sort of understand that there's a lot of swearing, there's a lot of bullshit between players or whatever, and they want to like put that forward for you. But I'm not sure what it's like in India. It seems like when you interview players, you got to work really hard to get a line out of them, you know, or to get something, get them to say something funny or something that they actually think. So do you have any tricks, you know, in terms of getting that happening, or you just decide it's better to be in the BCCI's pocket?
Listen, I'd love to be in the BCCI's pocket, but I just want to tell the BCCI that these Australian creators are taking away the hard-earned commentary money that belongs to Ashish Nehra, and Virender Sehwag is down to his last billion because people like this from outside the country. I wish the BCCI would start a Brexit in cricket and ban this channel. But I mean, we've discussed this. I think it's I think generally in the subcontinent, like cricketers have to be so just so careful of every little word that they say. Because I've had a couple of cricketers, and I don't know if this has happened to you, but it started getting carried in newspapers. Very, very quickly. Actually, wait, what am I talking? You were the biggest, the viral sensation of deleted videos. So every little thing becomes such a massive thing. Like I remember I interviewed Shoaib Akhtar, and I think I have never spoken to Shoaib Akhtar in my life. Okay, and I enjoy his YouTube videos and all that stuff. And I think he was expecting me to roast him or something. Because he came in with great expectations, like he's like, huh? And I'm like, show him how does it feel to bowl fast? And he's like, that's it.
You've done your research, I see.
So it's tough to try and get anything out of them, and I don't even blame them because I think there's just way too much of the magnifying glass put on all of them. I remember like before KL Rahul had that incident with that particular talk show, there was a photograph of KL Rahul having a beer in the West Indies. Right. And that became massive news because he's having beer. Right. And I'm like, yeah, he can have a beer. What's the big deal about having a beer in the middle of a tour?
Yeah, it's when it was a drinks during a test match. That's when it became a problem.
And would it be fair to say then that the guys are like, they are very different away from the public eye? You know, are they guys who like to have a beer or have a circuit or, you know, muck around?
I've heard stories. I mean, I've not hung around so closely, but I've heard stories. And I remember each time, I think I was doing something for ESPN Cricinfo, and I won't name who was there, but the conversation between overs should have been what happened. It was great. Like, if I had no ethics, I would just like start doing an Instagram reel on the side, like let's get some. But they and also the alpha thing, which you guys talk about regularly. It's so interesting with how intimidation, all of that is something. Can I ask you? So is this the Pujara, right? Like in the team, right? Where does he stand from an alpha POV?
Well, you know, we've talked to a lot of the Aussie quicks, like on and off camera, and they respect him so much. Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark. Like I sometimes I feel like they say it because they don't want Kohli to think he's the king.
Yeah, it's mixed messaging.
But I think that like they really respect how hard he is to get out. And I think when he's come out, in Australia, we don't really see anything outside our own land.
Yeah.
And I mean that politically, socially, whatever it is. But especially in cricket as well. So if somebody comes to our country and we can't get them out, then they leave with a lot of respect. And so Pujara would be a king alpha here because, we couldn't get him out.
Yeah, I mean, but just like India's second best batsman in the series, in fact, for the last few months is Jadeja. Like, I'm waiting for people to start saying, man, this Jadeja guy, man, he's just too much. He's so hard to get out.
But I think the Aussie guys, like, away from the cricket as well, they know the level that Indian cricketers are at. Like, they know that it's like the Indian guys are like royalty. And the Aussie guys are famous as well. But, like, we know Aussie guys that, like, have been in IPL teams and are still nervous about talking to certain Indian guys in their team. So I'm not really giving anything away there, but like there's still a level of like, no, these Indian guys are like, they're seriously big dogs. And I think that that's part of the Asian century stuff as well. Is like the Aussie guys have spent so much time in the IPL. They know the hierarchy, of the cricket economy as well. So like, we talk to guys, they will sledge anyone in cricket, but they won't sledge an Indian player. It's just not. It's not what you do if you're interested in a career.
Because their DMs blow up.
that's exactly right. So,
dude, I was at the airport ages back. Like, I think this is probably the late 90s or early 2000s. I was just like about a border flight, and I think the Aussie team was stepping out. And I distinctly remember 3 cricketers who were not aware of the insanity of landing in India because I saw a player put on the headphones and then just look up and people like, Mark Taylor! Like, even Mark Taylor's like, dude, do people know me this well in Mumbai? So I think and this is where, a serious thing that I come up with, right? India's greatest strength is the volume of cricketers we have, right? And also our population. So I just genuinely think that cricket teams should be based on population. We should be allowed to have 18 players on the side. I think that should be fair.
New Zealand's really struggling now.
Three is New Zealand.
That's right. Jimmy's into the attack now, and Virat's on strike.
Oh, this is it. This is the alpha showdown.
This is the showdown. 2
big peacocks just
and there's
going at it.
Kohli can't really win here. Like, Anderson's got 35 minutes at him until lunch.
That's just batting, though, isn't it? It's like you win by eventually not getting out. That's because even if he scores 100, then Anderson gets him out. It'd be like, see,
Anderson's going to have 4 overs at him here before lunch.
4?
4, yeah, something like that. He'll have 4 overs to him, and Kohli's I guess aim will be to get off strike. Basically,
do you reckon? I don't think Kohli's not a get off strike guy.
Oh, I think Anderson's got 24 balls before lunch at Kohli. Kohli would be like, I want to face 8 to 10.
How does Pujara feel about that? No, you're right.
Pujara will fucking take anything. He doesn't get Pujara. Is an absorbent fucking cloth.
If I'm Pujara, I'm not backing up, and I'm drop my bat every ball. Oh, sorry, Brett. Sorry.
Before he sleeps, man under the lid, overcast.
Man under the lid.
It's good.
That's cheeky. That's
where it is. That's where it's at.
Who's the guy, Sarab, that in England that Indians truly respect? Is Anderson? Is Anderson the king?
I think everybody's unanimously a big fan of Joe Root because he's also uncontroversial. I personally I thought forget Javos. Okay, I don't know if this is true or no, but Anderson had worn a T-shirt which said ageism is bad or something in the middle, and I thought that was hilarious, especially given that they said that you've been here whatever. I think they made some comment about him being old or whatever. And I thought that was kind of funny. So I think over a period of time, Indians have started respecting Anderson a lot just because of the durability factor. And the fact that he's still keeps coming, and also because getting Kohli out. Honestly, the big difference between India and England in this has been Anderson versus Kohli. It's literally the fact that this man has dominated him completely. And I think when they went through the stats of the last 3 series, barring that one in the middle, I think Kohli averages minus 18 against Anderson. It's incredible stats.
It's like indoor cricket. You get minus 5 runs.
Oh yeah, so I think most of us are big fans of Root, and we like Anderson as well. I think Anderson is one of my favorite things that I saw previous to this entire tour was that when Anderson was uploading a lot of stuff on Instagram during the pandemic, hey, practicing the outswinger and all that stuff, there would be a comment popping in from Kohli saying "Goat" and "Yeah" and "Love your bowling," and I was like, "Wow, this is so sweet." And then cut to this. I'm like, "This is great."
Oh man. So are you like Sorabh? Are you a guy that will you watch like every ball of the Test match, or are you a guy like with a life and children and other things that you got to do?
Well, I think I'm the person who walks around with my mobile phone while watching it, and again, it depends on like who's batting. Like, so if Joe Root comes to the crease, I'm like, fuck this shit. This is gonna be four hours of us getting nothing in. So it depends on that. Okay? Here's a question. You guys are Australian, right? So how do you like? What is the interest level that you find between this? Is it that you try and find out these little rivalries? I mean, not the Anderson Kohli is a big rivalry. So how do you like? Do you watch every ball of a match that does not involve Australia?
Shot.
Oh,
what a
coach
shot.
is off the mark with a glorious on drive.
And
that
the head
was
down as he played
fucking
it too.
sensational.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
And Rob Key too.
I would say the interest level of any series not involving Australia is about 0.
Yeah. In Australia.
Yeah.
It's footy season.
In Australia, it's footy season.
Yeah.
That's the interest. And I think as well, even Australian playing overseas, like for instance, when Australia played in the West Indies just recently, and then they went to Bangladesh. Well, the Bangladesh, there was 3 games, five games. None of those were ever on TV, that's the first time that's happened in 30 years. But
that is a great shot.
It does say that like that, yeah, there just wasn't the interest there. The TV companies thought that they weren't going to make any money on putting that on a Saturday morning in Australia. So, even a big Test match, there'll be Australians watching this right now. And they'll be watching the Test match as well.
Even in Australia, like it would almost go as far as if it didn't happen at home, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
we tune in during the summer really hard, and then everyone watches the footy, and all of the hardcores will watch some overseas stuff. The Ashes will get some interest, obviously, but we just go big on footy. I mean, we're different.
I think, I think that because next year Australia's coming to India at the end of next year for some
September.
tests. And I think if Australia win the first game, then we might watch the second game.
Yeah, this is what I like about Indian fans. I was watching the European cricket, whatever it is, right? And the comments that you see are like from Shashwat Tripathi from Asansol in West Bengal, and you're like, what are you watching, dude? Like, where are we commenting on? Like every time West Indies cricket uploads a video, Cricket Australia uploads a video, it's just literally dominated by Indians and a few Pakistanis who are trolling each other, which is always fascinating.
Sorabh, like, tell us about the alpha hierarchy of competitions in India. Like, is the IPL at the apex now? Like, I know Virat's been massive for keeping Test cricket alive. He loves the code so much, or the format so much. But like, when we start doing IPL stuff next month, should we expect there be way more interest? Because it's hard to tell from Australia, given the times are so strange.
Well, but there's nothing really interesting happening on Indian television, which actually makes a difference, right? Like I think the big shows on OTTs, like I was seeing the numbers which pop in whenever the IPL, I think at the peak when on Hotstar where they stream, I think at the peak, I think there was 71 lakh people watching, which I think is 7.1 million people just on the OTT, not including the people that are watching it on the TV screens and all the rest of that stuff. Yeah. So the IPL, and also I think the interesting thing about both the IPL and I would even extend this to the PSL, right, is the Pakistan League, right? For both the countries, these are actually the biggest international sort of diplomatic things that both the countries are involved in the year, because it involves all these countries popping down and all of the rest of that stuff. So that's why the government takes it seriously. That's why it's always given and that's why amidst a lot of controversy that they still went ahead with the IPL, because A, it makes money, and B, it's this projection, all that kind of stuff. So I think that you're probably going to get more numbers than you get for this. And I think all of us are going to be like vultures flying around the IPL waiting for super chats to fall on our beaks.
If things don't go well for India in this test, Sorabh, is there going to be a big Kohli versus Ashwin, media showdown? I'm not saying those two will say anything, but are people going to say, what is Kohli's problem with Ashwin? Do you think?
Dude, it's already started. It's generally started, and now people are, because Indian cricket fans, we have a lot of spare time because this is our obsession. They'll start finding photographs from 2014 where Kohli is looking this side and Ashwin is looking this side, and they're like, "This is where the rift started." It's gonna like there was a photograph of I think Rohit and Kohli just celebrating a wicket together, and they're laughing, and they're like, "Haters will say these two hate each other, but look at the love." Like, dude, just calm down. It's one photograph. So I think it's 100% going to start. Like I still think that Yadav is an off-center sort of selection, but given the I think it was probably going to boil down to Jadeja versus Ashwin. So I mean, but the context of this is that imagine Jimmy Anderson is touring India, which I doubt he's going to. But if he doesn't play the first test, you're like, cool, no problem, 600 wickets, it's fine, a turning pitch. If he doesn't play the second test, you're like, why is he here? Why have you called him? By the third test, people are going to start getting pissed. And I think that's the same thing with Ashwin. It's 400 test wickets. It's like, yeah.
I really think that we should be the ones to start that rift. Just posting a photo.
Helpful.
They won't even look in the same direction. What's really going on in the Indian dressing room?
Yeah. That will help people who already think that we're profiting off the Asian century as well. So Rob, thanks so much for joining us, man. We're going to do 20 more minutes before we, have lunch and then watch every other ball of this game, as you know we do. So, mate, really appreciate you jumping on, giving some life to this operation.
I genuinely, this is my favorite cricket based show. I thoroughly enjoy it. I keep watching all the videos like an absolute psychopath and commenting, and people are like, Saurabh, you have your own channel. And I'm like, no, I refuse to do anything there. So thanks a lot. Thank you for having me. I'll pop in anytime you want. Take care. Let's have some fun with this nonsense today.
Nice one, brother.
Legend.
All right.
Legend.
See
Cheers,
you, Saurabh.
Saurabh.
Cheers, mate.
See you.
Oh, what a man.
What a man.
What a man. What energy.
What a man. What a man. What a mighty good man.
What a mighty good man. Yes, he is. I believe that's what the hype singers sung.
That's right. Okay, mate, let's get into this.
38 for 2.
Let's get into this. Remember last week we were discussing they were India with 3 down, and we were sort of saying like that's about even for what was happening. 4 down, England session. And then at the stroke of lunch.
Yep.
Was it Pujara got out? Someone got out.
Well, this is, the first session should be very difficult to bat in. I mean, that's why you bowl first. First session of any test match should nibble around a bit, should be difficult. What have India got to do here? 24 minutes, Kohli and Pujara. That's what they want to survive. They're going to slow it down. They want to rotate the strike, not let the bowlers get into any kind of rhythm, have to change their plans all the time. James Anderson's had a bit of a break. This is crucial. I know everyone's crucial, but if India can go in 2 down, that's pretty handy. They still have a fair bit to go, though.
Sorry, I was just fawning over the stump cam of just showing the pavilion at the Oval. It's such a great ground.
Oh yeah, the Oval,
beautiful ground.
My word. Hey, thanks. Yes, Callum. And there was a stripper question there as well.
Yeah.
I think that was a comment.
Oh, cool.
That's just a comment.
Oh, that's Nikki.
Gone.
See you later.
There's Pujara.
Oh, it's a long delay.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
what's going on here?
Don't review it.
It looked like he nicked it
because they've already burnt one.
He's walking.
Yeah,
Score's not even helping.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, there you go.
39 for 3.
This
is interesting. This is interesting.
Well, that just jumped a bit, hasn't it?
That seemed a mile.
It's good bowling. Look at the seam.
That's an absolute treat as a wicketkeeper to receive that hip height.
Yeah,
not too far away from you.
Absolutely. Look at that.
Cloudy bastard. Well, a few questions have come in saying, when's the collapse starting? Maybe this is it because Rahane's got to come in and he's probably playing for his spot. I got to say,
did you see Kohli didn't ever want to deal with him?
Turned his back on him.
Yeah, he just
what's really going on in the Indian dressing room? Because we were hypothesizing whether Anderson would play in this game. They might rest him and play in Manchester.
Yeah,
I got to say, for England, I really like that he's playing, and I really hope that he plays the next game as well. Because we've been talking all this year with all of England's Test matches, like what are they trying to achieve? They've got themselves. Is that Jadeja? Jadeja's come in. Holy shit!
Jadeja instead of Rahane.
What the fuck?
I reckon they've gone for left-hander.
Risha,
but yeah.
Okay, have they brought in the night watchman for lunch?
Oh, hell yeah!
Sorry, my head's fucking spinning here all of a sudden.
Here we go.
What's this about?
This is a lunch watchman
22 minutes before lunch.
Lunch
What are we
Watchman.
watching here, Pez? Yeah, what the fuck? Jadeja, says Sandeep. I agree, brother. Got it. Look how much this seams, man. That's hit the seam and gone right angles. That's an absolute. I mean, he's done well to nick that, hasn't he? Let's stop the stream. I got it. It's probably not us. It's probably not us.
Yeah.
Or is it? You decide. I was going to say, yeah, about Anderson. I like that they're playing because, like, what are England trying to achieve? They've got themselves in this series, and that they're right now, 4th test match just before lunch, 3 for 39. England are in front of this series, and if they can win this series, it'd be a massive achievement, I think, for England to win this series, given all the outs. But so I like it. I like that Anderson's playing because if Anderson doesn't play, you think of like what the England bowling attack would be, and it's like without Anderson and Broad, who's injured, obviously, then it's a bit like it's not that great bowling attack. For
So what's
test
going on?
level.
Hang on. Look at the footage here.
Wait, who was padded up?
That was Rahane. That was Rahane.
Was he
padding
taking
up.
a shit? Was Rahane taking a shit?
Was Rahane taking a shit?
That's happened before. But why doesn't Punt come in?
If anyone's got some inside info on the Indian team right now,
What is going on there?
if he was taking a shit, just be like, mate, you're in. You just got to finish your shit. It's not.
Yeah. Finish your shit.
It's not. It's not.
I've seen this before in club.
But why
cricket.
would Jadeja be padded up? It would be punt. So that's a deliberate call.
I think
Let's
so.
get a lefty in. This is IPL T20 cricket.
I'm so confused, man.
No, that's lunch watchman. It's got to be a lunch watchman.
They just think they've got to get to lunch. They got to get to
It's
lunch,
not even.
and then the
It's
other
just 21
side.
minutes
I
away.
know it's not even that close. So they've got to say they're putting a left-hander in, and
Yeah.
Punt's not gonna. He can't survive.
Yeah.
Mate, this is
Maybe
Punt's
Jadeja was going to bat ahead of punt anyway. They've really put India at 6s and 7s. Literally, the 6 and the 7 has switched around.
Switched them around. Yeah, they've really got them at 5 and 6s.
It's not bad when your number 7 can come in at 5. With
Oh,
21
mate.
minutes until lunch.
Mate,
With Anderson hooping it around corners.
I know. I think the cock bats 7 for South Africa, but I genuinely believe that Jadeja is the best number 7 in world cricket
And
for what he
wears
brings to the
basketball
team.
shoes as well, as you can see there.
Not sure about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about the sword thing. But let's not get into that right now. Okay.
Jadeja 5. That's interesting.
James Austin said, looking forward to the recap. Well, yeah, we'll be doing the dailies obviously tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow morning for everyone around the world. But yeah, I'm into this. This is good year, mate. This is proper test cricket.
Yeah, especially. I mean, I like that they're being proactive though. India. I like that they're thinking. You know, I do like that they're trying to do something different, or because they like when England starts swinging it around corners and stuff.
Yep.
You got to change the game.
Yeah,
Well, you got to give them a different problem to solve. But then again, bowling's a close skill, and Anderson is so skillful. So I don't really know. It doesn't matter which way you hold the bat.
as Anderson is his average against left-handers like 80 or something. In which case, let's pick more left-handers.
I know.
Um,
Now here we go. We got Rahane was on the 4 dog at Dapto and was not missing that race for anything. Oh, sorry, I missed you earlier. Super chat, Nathan Manley.
sorry, Nathan. I like that. Yeah,
That's very kind.
He was on the dish lickers.
Yeah.
He's on the 4 dog.
That's right. 4 dog at Dapto. Yeah, the dishes.
For everyone who's not across what Dapto is, it's a greyhound
Yeah.
racetrack.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was just on the bathroom. He had the 4.
Few averages coming out, so they're going by average apparently. Yeah, I mean, but Jadeja was listed at 7 in this game, wasn't he? I mean, this is a reshuffle. Jadeja wasn't listed to bat at 5.
Mate, but the problem is if this doesn't work, then what's going on with the dressing room with like Kohli and Shastri? And like we've been praising them, being like the team is now molded in their identity, which it still is. But if this doesn't work out, Ashwin not played. Fuck me. There's some. Is this the end of the Asian century?
Isn't that?
Is it the beginning? Is it the end? Is it the middle? Does none of this matter? Match fixing.
It's interesting that like in order to survive 20 minutes to lunch, they've brought out one of the most fucking swashbuckling players of all time. But
no, watch the IPL. Like it fucking 40 off and over.
The fact that you go with Jadeja instead of Rahane in that situation where you need to dead bat, you actually relegate your number 5 as one of the senior guys in the side who
and your vice
is well
captain.
known. Yeah, that's right. And who's well known for being able to repel attacks. I mean, it has to be a tactical decision based on being a left-hander in that situation.
Has to be. But then that's why I worry about Punt, man. And I've said this before, like Punt running down the wicket, to me, says that he thinks he's not good enough to survive just by defending. He has to it's like a time bomb.
1 down and we're into the tail. Thanks, Nirvana. Thanks very much for the donation. Sigh, if you will. And you will.
I know. Hey, just another shout out. If you guys want to shoot this a like, more people get to see it. That's how it works. You guys know how the algorithm works. Or if you're just enjoying it, just shoot it a like. That
Subscribe.
And if you're not subscribed, it's really weird, our numbers, because we often get way more views than we have subscribers, but they don't subscribe. What does that mean?
Means I don't want a relationship with you. I like to see you.
It's a fling.
Hey, you want to go for a drink? Yes.
Yeah.
You know about that. It's like, well, let's formalize this a little bit more. How do you formalize relationships?
But it's just as text messages. Do you want to do something? Yeah. What's something?
I really have fun with you. I like going out with you. I like having fun with you. Would you like to be a couple?
Just physical. You knew this. Fuck. I don't think 78's on the cards, but what do I know? Overton round the wicket.
Overton.
Batting left-handed's cheating. Bradman would have averaged 200 if he was left-handed.
Always said that.
Cheating.
Felix Jones has wanted to continually make this point. Good facilities from Overton.
Okay. I saw before that Rohit Sharma was sitting next to Prithvi Shaw. Did you guys see this? And Prithvi Shaw was in full whites, and Sharma looked like the most. Shut up, TGC. You don't know.
Yeah, I was going
what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Prithvi. Yeah, he was like in full whites, and he had this little stash there. And Rohit Sharma was like the most. He looked like the most destitute, like just shattered person singing to Prithvi Shaw's life of the party. It looked fucking cold there as well. Question.
Boys, where are the chop beers tonight? Also, is Bradman and Benno in the dunny waiting for you too?
Something in the bathroom.
Something in the bathroom for you there.
Yeah, Don.
Yeah, Don.
No.
Hey, Rich.
No. Hey, Richie. A little bit of beige in there for you.
No chop beers tonight.
A little bit of cream jacket in there for you.
And Don and Richie, not the Dunny tonight.
Tonight being the
operative word.
First time Sharma fouls in this Indian lineup is reeling, says Joy. Yeah, indeed.
It's almost the point.
Jimmy, big call. I mean, is it?
Oh, here we go. There's already a bit of chat. Is he just chatting to Anderson about how he's bowling?
Okay, can you guys watch Kohli at the non-strikers end when Anderson's bowling and look how close he gets to him? Like he looks at him. He's like basically standing on the stumps. Watch this as the ball's about to be bowled.
It's apparently what Langer used to do.
Watch Kohli, how close he gets to Anderson as he's bowling.
And he stares the whole way. Oh, yeah, he does get close too.
Like, that's got to be distracting for the batter, for the striking batsman, doesn't it?
Well, they get distracted by everything these days.
Well, there's a bloke at mid-wicket, yeah.
That's right.
How close does a guy have to... Because sometimes when the guy's like...
Someone's applying lipstick at fucking deep mid-wicket in the crowd. No, it's just getting away with the ball.
Yeah. That's red. There's a red thing over there. How close would it... Because I faced balls when someone was like walking behind the sight screen, and I felt weird stopping the game because someone...
Yeah.
Bag into the left.
Yeah, right.
That's good gear, Paul. That's a good
shot. Oh, it's a counter-attacking move.
Get on those wickets, yeah. India finished 100 for 3 at lunch.
14 minutes to go.
Well, almost got Loach.
Coach, probably.
Oh, Coach. Sorry. I was thinking Leach. Yeah, James, I agree. Much chat out there. They'd be buzzing. They'd be buzzing out there. This is one of the funnest times to be. If you're like if you're Bairstow keeping, he's batting 6 in this game, isn't he? Oh, he'd be having a field day. You're safe at 6, more or less. So you're taking balls up through the chest. Get it through the chest. Get it through the chest.
Get through the chest.
I
don't know.
Kohli just gets so close to non-strikers, and it's really weird.
You reckon they're talking about that on BBC TMS?
No.
Look how fucking close he gets. What have you saying? What have you got for lunch, Jaggers?
Yeah. Oh, it's a cracking lunch here at the Oval. That's something we can all relate to.
Wonderful function last night. I spoke to 500 Tories.
And we all agreed that immigrants were stealing our jobs.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Nathan, you cut the tension with a knife.
Hey, Nathan, I'm on your gear tonight. I like it. I like it. He doesn't want to be here, boys. Give him an early lunch. That's spot on. That's fucking spot on.
Well, Oh, that looks close
looked
too.
close.
It's
He's
worth
playing
a look.
all round
It's
his
worth
front
a look,
pad.
but I think it's going down leg.
Swinging too much. Anderson doesn't like it. He knows.
If got Root is cock a hoop here.
I tell you what, he's got those giant ski goggles on his head. He's thinking, didn't need these.
Does lunch even matter here? Because it's just going to be
man,
a continuation.
that's what I was. Outside leg and high and missing. But apart from that, Plum
It failed every category in LBW.
But let's have a look at it.
I've seen that given in threes.
That used to be my favorite thing to say in the field. Like, I've seen those given. Doesn't matter what happens.
As Huntsy says here, salmon. That was salmon. Oh, gee, that's close too.
Hey,
so Jadej is just trying to drive him through mid wicket.
I reckon he's going to go in at lunch and be like, Rahane, can just call him Rahane? Oh, gloves, boys.
Sarang, call your jets, brother. I seen your tweet and I don't know what it means, but it's all good, brother. I don't know what you mean about me giving Wokes money. I don't know what that means. Sorry.
Fuck. Okay.
No, he's written like 4 times in capital letters. Check your fucking DMs.
Jesus Christ. Right. Just be cool. Just be
cool.
cool.
Be cool.
Just
it's
be
all
cool.
good, brother.
Just be cool, daddy. Cool. Well, people are blaming us again.
Felix Jonesy.
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher's philosophy board out to work hard here, lads.
He's got to get the country back to work.
Yeah. He put a lot of people out of work, to be honest.
I tell you what's a great show, The Crown.
It is a great show. I just finished it the other day.
Did
finally.
you? Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So we can talk about it now.
Yeah.
Season 5 is coming out next year.
Yeah.
That's how long it takes. I can appreciate that art.
Oh, it's good. I need to go and check what's fact and what's fiction. There's a little bit. It's a bit faction.
Yeah, but it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Now, how disappointing would it be?
I want to know about the chats with the comms managers of the Royals, just around the depictions of various people, because I actually think they end up looking pretty good out of The Crown. Most of them.
Yeah.
You get to know as the anti-hero. Once you get to know that, it's like any club cricketer, who's played for another club. That's like a royal.
Yeah.
Once you get to know them, they're good blokes. They've always said that about the Queen.
Who's this power broker here? What are we looking at here? I'm getting glare off the lights here. Who is that?
That's Matthew Pryor.
Matt Pryor?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of coats.
Boys, Jadeja's sword coming twice. He's fairly been the 3rd best stick this series. So, good call, coach. Good call. A bit of positivity. 10 minutes out from lunch with Overton steaming in.
I just don't know what it says. Also, how disappointed it would be if anyone gets Coley out except for Anderson. Yeah. And it's just a bit like, what's the point? What are we doing here?
Is that Jimmy?
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know what it says about me as a person, about your number 5 and 6 that you're putting in a lunch watchman. I've not seen this before, I don't think, in Test cricket for lunch.
Well, it's India being ahead of the game.
Well, maybe, but also I just don't. You're number 5. Like what? I guess they're trying to make it so it's giving him the best chance to score runs, but why pick him then? That's do you know what I mean? I feel like it's a bit why pick him then. That's a great shot. How's his balance?
Goodness.
How's his Gary? That is just supreme.
Nastic writes, biggest myth is they showed Churchill in a good light. Look, Churchill has a fair few how you're going
yeah, for sure.
elements to him.
For sure. Hey, beat the Nazis though. 2-1. Sorry. Yeah, daddy shots from VJ. Agree. Now, how still his head is, that's a great punch. Just balance.
Philip had some good chat under the lid. He played first class match, Prince Philip. I think it was a royal thing though.
Yeah.
That was a really nice shot from Virat. I like the first one because it was of Jimmy. Here you go, Evans. Back to him again.
I'd like to see a game in England where there's practice wickets down the ground as well. Just the entire oval's practice wickets.
Yeah, it's all practice wickets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime it hits, it's just 4.
We've got 700. I reckon you're 200 short there.
You feel on the boundary and you're actually on the ring. Ball comes to that quick. Run out chances.
Yeah. Overton just left the steam there. I thought when Coley started, I thought he was a little bit scratchy, but fucking hell, mate.
That's beautiful.
He's such a good player,
isn't he? That makes up for every mistake.
Yeah, that's right. Until he tries to reverse sweep Overton here.
Oh, ball
outside after the bat here, boys.
That on drive makes up for everything.
He's nicked before. Same result.
In a relationship. You know what I mean?
It's a funny game. Yeah, go on. What do you mean?
Your partner just says something really funny, or you have a really good sort of encounter, and you just go, I can forget everything. How can I be mad at you, baby? How can I stay mad at you?
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean that.
How can I stay mad at you when you play an on drive like that? Ashwin, who?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Was Ashwin having lunch? Where does Ashwin?
I don't know.
He's got to be fucking furious, doesn't he?
Yeah. Churchill at first slip. Yeah.
One brings two here, boys.
And it's John Lithgow from Third Rock from the Sun.
He's like fucking 6'3" as well. He's way too big.
Gillian Anderson played Margaret Thatcher, didn't she? Man, that's fucking,
mate,
what's that? But she was great.
Mate,
It was like, well, you're in the X-Files.
they're all great.
They're all great. They're all great.
They're all grades. Can
They're
you
all
put
grade
the
cricket.
crown to me in grade terms?
Can you?
Bunch of coats.
Yeah.
Fuck these blokes. Hey, 7 minutes here to lunch.
toss
now,
to win.
Now this. I don't even know what that means.
Being a royal.
Yeah. Good toss to win. Yeah, true. Someone's asked me about Moon. Higrat, thoughts on Moon off videos? Can you bring that up? Can you just go back up?
Was that?
Just up slightly. One more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, Higrat, thoughts on Moon off Donda?
Off Donda.
Right.
Sorry. I've read that. Thoughts on it? Yeah, that's one of the songs I find okay. Yeah, I'm literally still going through the album because it's 27 songs and we've had a bit going on. But there, as I said before, like in the last hour, I thought there was like really nice moments in Donda. But I personally find it hard when he's done like a gospel album before this, and this has when you find a new album,
Yes.
and you go through like just the titles of the songs,
Yeah.
and when like half of them are basically synonyms for praise God and God is good and stuff. I'm a bit like, it just switches me off a little bit straight away because I'm
Skydaddy stuff.
I'm not a Sky Daddy guy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. So immediately my brain is a bit like, oh, this again, this fucking shit again. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard when you really like an artist and you want to like everything they do, but it's also okay to be like, oh, yeah, I've not really enjoyed it so far.
We've got 6 minutes left, and I know one thing that people do like is to have things put in grade terms, but I actually want to put it back to the audience. First thing I'd like to understand in grade terms from the audience is North India versus South India.
Oh, fucking hell.
Just with 5 minutes before lunch.
Fucking hell.
Put it to me in grade terms.
Put North India and South India in grade terms.
Yeah. I'm not going to, I'm trying to learn.
Shit.
Well, we'll just put the Royals in grade terms. Good toss to win. We'll have a stick.
Coach going to Anderson's Big D Energy. Yeah.
Perth Psych Rock.
Are these guys having a chat again? They're chatting again?
Here we go.
Oh, you see, talking the root, I think.
Someone said I shouldn't have done that. Oh, sorry.
Roti versus Dosa.
Well, someone was pointing out that that's the root of the Coley Ashwin issue.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure they'll maintain they have a great relationship, and it just wasn't the conditions.
Holy shit, that has gone around a corner. That's a fucking great lead.
How's that missed off stump there? I thought that was going to take the pole. You can just see that Jadeja's not quite a top order batter here. There's just it's a little bit loose and imprecise around off stump. What's happened?
Anchor just said chat shit get hit.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, maybe that's just us.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
That's a really good leave.
Okay, this is another one. North.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, with Dale Steyn retiring, he would have been in his pomp because, like, he was the guy when we were sort of probably at our best. That right? Yep. He would be one of the guys that I would have fucking.
That's got to be going over. He's got him here. You reckon Anderson?
Yeah, now the away swinger.
You reckon Anderson? Yeah, pushes one across him.
Why is he not one cross seam?
Why doesn't he?
Why doesn't he? Says the guy with 0 test wickets.
I feel like that angle Anderson, if he wants to swing it away, it'll swing too far.
Hey, look how much this is going though. That's decking though.
Oh,
that's big deck energy.
Big deck energy. So what if you're Anderson here? You've got to go full at the stumps again, don't you?
Yeah, you're trying the stumps.
Yeah, I reckon like get hit through mid wicket, bowl a half volley.
Yep.
Oh,
fucking hell!
Goodness me!
They brought this guy in.
3 minutes to go.
What? So Rahano must have had the best shit of his life. That's what I'm saying. He must have got the paper. He's got the Hindus 2 times. Yeah. Or the Times of India, whatever he likes.
Now, Anderson's got 1 ball left here, he goes.
Yeah, last one.
Jadeja wants to protect his stumps. Does Anderson just go for the stumps, or does he actually try and push one across and catch the edge?
I think you hit the stumps. I think you got to try and hit the stumps.
I reckon he should go the other way and get the nick. Because Jadeja's got 1 ball left of this spell, and he's like, I'm not going to face the next over.
I think he's got to fade out of his crease. He's got to fucking get down the track.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's got to go across him, I reckon, and get the edge.
Yeah, that's what I'd be expecting. Yeah. That's why I think.
Oh, really?
That's why he's got to go at the stumps.
Jadeja's like, I've got to protect my stumps here.
Yeah, okay.
One coming in. He went across. Shit. He's a shit
You're
player.
a shit player. McGrath was better. Come on, pitch.
No, I'm not. I appreciate the £5 there, Vic, but that's not going to make it because that doesn't seem to pass my very uneducated barrier of something that seems racist.
Tell
But,
you what, you've placed a carrot out there.
yeah,
You dangled the carrot. That was a wide half
yeah,
volley.
thank you. But I would appreciate your donation.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But Dale Steyn
Yeah,
would have fucking hated it
He was the best.
because so skitty, and so
Yeah.
like in terms of like, I would have hated Johnson because
And angry.
I'm battered right-handed. So like any left-hander who's just rapid, like
Yeah.
bowling at your left elbow, anything in the elbow or like armpit region, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Steyn was just like skitty, where like you would have thought his short ball would have had to be quite short because he was quite a short guy. But I think his bumper was quick. Some of the highlights I've seen of him just like rolling through Australia, both in South Africa and Australia, just bowling like middle and off stump, nipping him both ways, outside edge, inside edge, bowl, WWs, nicks, fucking perfect. He was just a complete bowler.
Jadeja's unhappy with that. Last over before lunch, Overton's in and Kohli gets a single, which is where you want Kohli with 5 balls to go before lunch. And they've brought a 4th slip in.
I saw a stat about Steyn where if he played the same amount of tests, bowled the same amount of balls as Anderson with the same with Steyn's strike rate, he would have had 850 test wickets. What does that mean? Nothing, but it just says that Steyn was a good bowler, which we already knew anyway. Who has more wickets, Steyn or Ashwin? I think Ashwin. I think Steyn at like 420. Someone tell me in the comments who has more wickets.
I know Steyn took his wickets at 22.9.
Yeah, see, that's the marker.
Warren put Steyn in his top 10 quicks.
And also Steyn skateboarding now.
Yeah,
Skateboarding videos.
That's a
So
good point too.
fucking
Leg
balance.
slip here. Leg slip for
That's well bowled.
Jadeja. That's interesting.
439 Steyn.
439.
So what's Ashwin? What's Ashwin on? Steyn has more than Ashwin at the moment. Well, Ashwin may never play again.
Yeah, that's a good point. How many times was Steyn dropped?
So someone just said Siva it was 54 for 4 last test at lunch. Is that right? So Ashwin 413, Steyn 439. It's interesting. It's a great resource. People just know more about stuff than us. It's good.
That was a really dumb question for me to ask before in terms of putting something in grade terms. It was dumb. It was a mistake. Dumb and a mistake.
When Overton's coming on here, I got to say, I feel confident. I feel confident for India getting through to lunch here. And Overton had a great last test match.
We're going to do some net stuff here. Any chance we can get a video of Pez bowling off spin to Faf du Plessis, a.k.a. Higgos?
Why are you bowling off spin?
Yeah.
Pez was a leg spinner.
Yeah.
Ash was retired, isn't he? Indeed, Richard. Yeah, well, okay, so it was 54 for 4, and it was the last over as well when someone nicked off.
So not too different. So they want to get through these 3 balls, obviously.
Well, if this could be the same. Yeah, I like those areas from Craig Overton. I like those.
I like Jadeja getting out well outside off stump to Overton around the wicket. So it's really just.
I don't like Overton around the wicket.
Yeah,
here I like when it's swinging this much. I think he takes LBW out of the equation a little bit.
Right.
So I think and therefore maybe bowled as well. So I think I don't know. I prefer Craig over the wicket. See what
he's just getting across a bit there, Jadeja. So he could be a candidate for one off the hip to leg slip.
Hey, with 2 balls to go before lunch, let us know if you've enjoyed this one as well. We obviously appreciate the feedback from last week as well. We want to. That's a good ball. That's a good ball. Get the carrot. Give him a carrot. You can't run out. These guys are running out of carrots.
Yeah. England haven't.
England fucking
last ball before lunch.
England have stolen India's carrots. We'll name the show tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow morning, obviously for the daily. So jump online, subscribe to that. Shoot this a like as well. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this, Faf du Plessis only in Italian grade terms. That's good. If you've enjoyed this, let us know. Hit the DMs or send us an email or whatever. Let us know if you've enjoyed it. Let us know.
Enjoy watching cricket this way.
Let us know.
Oh, you know what would be good? Hit the DMs and show us how you've been watching it. Have you got 2 screens going? Have you got screen on your screen? Or is it 2 devices? If you could take a photo of that, that would be very helpful so we can actually understand how people are doing it.
And that is lunch. 54 for 3. They're one wicket better off.
That's probably England. That's England's session.
That's England's session.
But they opted to bowl.
They did.
India'd prefer to be 2 down, but coach is in and he looks good. He looks better than he has all series.
Yeah.
I think the second session is going to be very interesting. And here we go. Is this Anderson and Kohli still chatting?
They're just having a chat.
Yeah. Kohli looks a bit more aggressive. Anderson looks like he's chilled out because England have decided they're not getting into the emotion of the game.
So hard to tell who's a good bloke and who's not.
Oh, yeah. In life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In life, easier. Cricket, like professional athletes, when they're on the field, they're doing the thing because that's when you see them as people. You don't see them outside.
Yeah.
I just look at them and fucking hell. I look at the Australian cricket team.
Send those pics of how you're watching into the DMs if you could.
Thank you so much for again joining TGC for session 1 of this test match. I think we'll probably do this again for the last test match.
Yeah. If this one heats up, we might jump back on as well. Maybe.
See how we go. Hey, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the dailies and for the rest of the week. If you want to get around Patreon, hashtag RCGC Fridays are coming out tomorrow. That's patreon.com/GreyCricketer, or even join the coat tier of YouTube, which you can find in a little button down there below or some shit. All right. See you guys later. Hope you enjoy the rest of the game. Cheers.